That's 2 years less than what you were doing. But go ahead.
I mean, I saw you open up for Jesus that one time.
I know. She got that with Moses, wasn't it?
And you in the audience?
That fish and that bread, he just started feeding everybody. But anyway.
Yeah, I was a waitress.
Power 904.
Power 904, everything hot. Power 904, everything hot. Power 904, power 904, power 904. Power 904, everything hot. New music I play non-stop. A 904 I play exclusive. I drop a 904 I play them a shell down that beat. I get one up fireplace. Now a 904 turn up the whole place. Now a 904 turn up the whole place. Europe. Shake up the place, everybody wake up, circle the block, wait for the snake, eagle a grip, when we see prayer brawling in the night, army go there, aim for the crown, before boys skate, fix them business, soul translate, every duty we live, no light we.
Power 904 Radio, where the hottest music plays, 24/7, all year, all the time.
Hey, bye. Hey, Mika, come on. Come on, baby.
Go to the gym, we gonna do it, go back. You make me so happy, you make me eat snow, babe.
We don't need 5 stars today.
Are we going to the gym?
We're going to go to the gym, but
we're
going to go to the spot. No, we got to get this detox.
What spot?
We got to go detox.
What detox?
Baby, New Year's, you know how we partied on New Year's. We said New Year's resolution, we fucking that up. So we're going to go get this detox. We're going to go get some herb. We're going to go straighten our body out.
Herbs like...
We can talk about that type of herb. But the type of herb I'm talking about is to cleanse our body, baby. I need some sea moss.
Some sea moss?
I need some sea moss. I need some black seed oil.
Oh, and it's a detox. And they have detox here too.
They got some detox too, so you can drink that and you can strain everything out, all the bad toxins. So,
you always put me on, baby.
My toxins.
You know I want to keep them in. I'm so ready, babe. All right, girl. Babe, where are we at? Are we gonna make it there?
I'll take you to the spot, baby.
Where's the spot? Please don't let it be a bando, babe.
It's not a bando, baby. I'm taking you where we can
It's
go
a real
and get
business because you know last time you talking about a homeboy, we pulled up. It was a trunk of a car.
That was that one time, baby. That was that one time. This ain't that one time. Baby.
Okay.
I'm telling you this. You my love. You my love.
You say that, but
I'm trying to take care of you.
You say that. And
by me trying to take care of you, I know what you're trying to do.
This is a bar.
And with me know what you're trying to do. Hey, I'm just letting you know, baby. This the spot right here.
Right
okay,
here?
They got other businesses. Okay, my man.
Yours, babe.
I mean,
so you said sea moss, black seed.
Black seed oil. I need my sea moss. And your detox.
And my detox.
And some black back.
What's that?
That's for the night.
Tonight?
We're gonna talk about black
tonight.
Yeah.
Tonight.
Tonight.
I know what that song means.
Come on.
Okay.
Blackfield College.
Okay, I miss you guys. Okay, I love you. Such a strong man. Just like this thing, Black Labor Exchange, black strong. Yes, I know this is gonna be. But you see it. Okay, babe. Babe. You got me here at this place. It's not even over. Why did we go this far? We can order online.
Baby, we can order online. We can order online. I'm pulling it up now. Hey, I'm gonna order online. I can pick it up tomorrow.
Order online. Start pulling it up because it. Are you sure? We just came here. We never have Now we have nothing. Nothing. Okay.
Promise.
Sure.
No.
Sure.
I'm gonna take care of you.
All right.
I'm gonna take care.
Get it on line. We just drove all the way up here. You always talking about that you know every dude. Should I trust getting in the car right now? Yeah, you said that this place is gonna be open too. All right, let me make sure you got the website pulled up before I get in. You got the water
I'm drinking the water right now, baby.
You drinking it?
I'm drinking the water right now.
Open it right now.
I'm drinking.
Open. Let me see the water. Open it. I want to taste it before I get in.
This is the water, baby. You turn the car, and then y'all pull on.
Give me a waterfall.
Eternal, baby. Eternal. Go ahead and let me
Well, why would you try to drown me? See, that's what
Let's give you eternal life.
Eternal
water.
You can never be serious. My nail just came out playing with you. See, you better fix it. Give me the phone where I can order my stuff.
I'm fearless. I'm fearless. I'm fearless. I'm fearless. I'm fearless. I'm fearless. I'm fearless.
Well, hello there. Hello across the pond. Hello down the street. Hello up the block. Hello down the road. Hello next door. Hello in your living room, bedroom, car radio, wherever you are. We just want to thank you and say hello and welcome to I'm From the Zoo podcast. I am your host, Mike Michigan, and I am here with my co-host,
B-Dub.
How you doing, B-Dub? How you been, fam?
Man, I'm having a natural high right now, so it's all good.
That's what I am talking about, man. You know what? I am too, man. Today is absolutely fabulous right here on the Come Through Network, man. You know what? When you talk about royalty and you talk about family, Kalamazoo has got that right in pocket. And today, ladies and gentlemen, whether you're listening to us on YouTube, Spotify, or right there on Facebook, no matter where you are, I would like to introduce we have a group of family members, don't we today, Dub?
We got a group of family members, major family.
Major. I just don't even understand how good God is to me, but that's not for me to understand because today, y'all, we have basketball royalty. Kalamazoo, stand up right now for the Lewis family. Look at this beautiful screen, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, you are not. Rub your eyes, take your phones out, take your pics out. That's right. Right on your screen, you see the ones, the only, the royalty basketball family from Kalamazoo, the Lewises,
Family.
Chucky Lewis, Danny Lewis, Angel Lewis, and also Tina Lewis. Welcome to I'm From the Zoo.
All right.
Welcome. Man, this is so major. First of all, once again, we want to thank all of you all for coordinating all your time. Ladies and gentlemen, each one of these individuals on the screen could have their own show. And one of the things that we had when we created the I'm From the Zoo was we wanted to talk about the all-time greats from all of the sports, whether it was football, basketball, track, baseball, volleyball, tennis, you name it, Kalamazoo, we got it. And right here today, ladies and gentlemen, this show is so spectacular because we have a family that has resonated through Kalamazoo history, resonated all over the world. One of the best, some of the greatest people that you ever want to meet. I'm going to stop talking right now. Let me just go ahead and further ado and welcome you all. Thank you all for being on the show.
Thank
you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. And so everybody's so humble. So we just gonna start it like this. I got so much stats and stuff like this. We're gonna start from the top. We're gonna start with the top with Mr. Chucky Lewis. Chucky, how are you today, sir?
Hey, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing terrific, man. Thank you so much. I see that you got the Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated letters on.
That's right. Welcome. That's right.
Welcome.
That's right.
We welcome you and your brothers, and Danny, we welcome you and your brothers here. We thank you all for being a part of the show. So, Chuck, this is how we're going to get started. We're going to get started with you. Chuck, where are you from?
I'm originally from Albion, Michigan, but we moved to Kalamazoo when I was young. So Kalamazoo is home. Kalamazoo is home.
Absolutely.
All right. Now, when you first got to Kalamazoo and when you came home to Kalamazoo and you started playing basketball, you actually played quite a few sports at the early age.
Yeah. I played pretty much all the sports. We moved to Kalamazoo. We lived on Lincoln Street, right across from Lincoln Elementary. That's where we first started when we came to Kalamazoo. And we moved to Crosstown Parkway after that. So once we moved to the south side of town, got involved with Rocket football, baseball, everything that we did in the community was sports-wise. So it all started when we were young.
All right. Now, Danny, we're going to go down the line. I'm going to come back. Danny, welcome to the show, sir.
Hey, glad to be here, Mike.
Glad to have you as well. And Danny, where are you from?
I'm from the zoo. B-Dub know that. I'm straight up the zoo. All my beginnings began there. So, I get to say that's where it all began. Crosstown Parkway, man, is where we put our foot into the community and got involved in everything that we could, be a part of.
And we certainly are going to touch on that. We just doing the intros. Thank you and welcome back to the show. And Miss Angel Lewis, how are you today, this evening?
I am doing great. How are you, dear?
I'm terrific over here. I'm going to try to keep my cheeks down a little bit.
It's always a pleasure to interact with you as well. So thank you.
Always a pleasure to interact with you as well. Angel, where are you from?
I am from the zoo. I remember a lot of things, like what Danny said. We started at Crosstown Parkway, but I really came in play at 2902 Random Road, East Side.
East Side.
Certainly, East Side. We are definitely going to talk about that backyard rim going down in a minute. And definitely, last but not least, we'll have the pleasure of having Tina Lewis. I'm just going to say Tina Lewis, right? We have Miss Tina Lewis on the line, and I'm sure Tina, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Where are you from?
I'm from 616-381-0112 Random Road, Parchment all day. Parchment line.
That's right.
Right on the tip. Right on the tip.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I mean. So I'm a reverse engineer and leading. Tina is the youngest of the family, and she is so happy to be on the show. Tina, Tina, now I hear that you are a principal now.
I am. I'm an assistant principal in Georgia in Cobb County Schools.
Wonderful. I gotta give it up for that right there.
Thank you. Thank you.
And principal.
Very beautiful. Now you see, now we're talking about royalty, ladies and gentlemen. So we had to start with the baby just to let you know right now that she's the principal in Atlanta, in Cobb schools already right there. But we got many accolades to go. So we're gonna go back up to the top. Now, what I want to know is, Chuck, when did you start working with your brothers and sisters on the court or in sports in general? Talk about it.
Well, I think we all kind of tagged along with each other. Me and Danny would play and Angel would be right there. So we didn't have an extra person. Angel was there. So it was never like we had to, bring her along with us and get her involved. She was right there. So through us being close together and participate in the same sport, we always had on deck to have somebody come and, fill the spot. So with that being said, playing with each other, we kind of knew each other's moves and what we were doing. So it made it easier, when we started playing with each other. But at a young age, we started playing, outside park ball and rec ball. Okay.
Now, Danny, I'm going to add on to you. You were tagging along, as Chuck said, with your brothers, and y'all came to Crosstown Parkway. What was some of the fun? Now, me and Danny, we got so much to talk about, man. But tell me about your experience when you saw your older brother going out on the park. What made you go and want to tag along?
Well, the order of things is things started way before we got to the park.
Okay.
Y'all ever heard of Nerf ball? We used to play Nerf ball on our knees, baseball with pillows, things like that. So that stuff started in the home first. So we knew how to work with each other before we went out to the park to show everybody, that we were a family. So we would compete in our basements, in the bedrooms, wherever we could against each other at home. That's where it really began. But then when we went out to the parks and started socializing, start seeing, we were good enough to play with everybody else. That's when that light came on and we started to blossom.
Right.
And Miss Angel, I have known you for so long, and as long as I've known you, you have had a jump shot. Let me just say that from the beginning. As long as I have known you, you have had a jump shot. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about one of the purest jump shot shooters in Kalamazoo, and I'm talking about 4th and 5th grade when she had braces and was at probably a school, not even at Hillside yet. We was in church league. Y'all ladies and gentlemen don't even understand. We had church league basketball and they were at Bible Baptist. All right.
That's right.
Mike, to God be the glory. To God be the glory.
To God be the glory.
Mike, I humbly receive that. I've just always been very humble, and I think that it just went back to just watching, my older brothers, and my dad had a pretty nice jump shot as well too, so it just kind of embedded in us that we played those sports in the home, and I just kind of watched, it was not. It came natural, just like writing with my right hand. So it was just there, and I just, just able to master it, through just watching my older brothers and just kind of just taking notes from them. So, but I mean, it was just something natural because that's what we did. It wasn't like, hey, we're gonna go out and just study that. It's just watching repetitionally over and over again, like Danny said, playing Nerf football in the home. We also, even when it came out the home, we did it in our front yard. It was funny because Danny and I were talking about it today, where we used to play outside and it'd be snow because Michigan, we had all the seasons back then, and we played. It was called Takalina. Okay.
Yes, sir. Before school started.
We playing like Takalina, getting tackled and stuff like that. So, you're playing things over and you're doing things over and over again. Things just kind of come natural, and it just came natural.
Absolutely.
Hey, Mike, it was a whole game that, I learned from my brother the hard way. He hung out with some other guys that played sports also too. But, by me tagging along with him, there was a game in the wintertime that we called tackle basketball. Because because the ball was so cold it wouldn't dribble. So you had to shoot the ball before you got tackled. But see, my brother didn't let me know that the first 2 games. He didn't let me know the first 2 games, but after the second game, he let me know the rules of the game. So, you know, once you get the ball, you better get that ball up. Otherwise, you're gonna be on your back. But
see, that's that brotherly love. At least he let you know what it was.
So even when y'all played, even when y'all played on the court, y'all it showed that y'all had major repetition from somewhere. So can you tell me, Chuck, like, did you get that from Pops, the repetition to, you know, the practicing, or how did that come upon you to be able to practice and perfect your craft?
Well, I would say this: between all our siblings, we have a deep-rooted thing with us. We don't like to take second. You know, I don't think any of them on here want to take second. We always want to be the best in what we did, and that's how I took it when I was young. After my 7th grade year, I played with grown men. I didn't play with kids my age. So I would come home from school, turn the TV on, and do my homework when I got out of school. And every commercial, I had little weight bars, and I would do toe risers at the bottom of the steps. And when the commercial went off, I'd do some more homework. When the commercial came back on, I'd get those weights and do my toe risers. So I was always disciplining myself at an early age. So when I was done doing my homework, I'd go down to Lacrone, I'd play till nighttime, come home, fall asleep. But I always tried to be the best because I had a little taste of Kalamazoo basketball early when I was in junior high school.
See, now we're gonna come right back to that and jump right into that, but I can't leave out Tina, because Tina also played basketball for Kalamazoo Central a little bit later than her brothers and sisters. But I also want to ask that question, Tina. Seeing all your brothers and sisters have, you know, absolutely some form of greatness and success, was that pressure on you to come? Because you sure did your thing with that jumper yourself when you got to that level.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it pressure, and I'm by no way as good as my siblings. But just the love and the grit to succeed and give it all you got was what I learned from them. They never put pressure on me. You know, me and Angel are 7 years apart. So of course, if you go up the scale, you know, I'm further and further away from Chuck, away from Dan. But, you know, the good thing about having older siblings was, you know, I have personal coaches all the time. So sports was also a lesson for life. So, you know, if we're talking sports, we're talking life. And so that grit and that passion to, if you're going to do something, do it. If not, don't do it, was a lesson that I got early on based off of sports.
Right. And you know what, you just made something absolute, because, you're the principal. You took all of that wonderful knowledge and coaching that you had. And then also, we can't leave out home training. You guys have a wonderful mother. You have a wonderful family. You all have wonderful, beautiful children. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's all honed in. So I just wanted to commend you and tell you, thank you so much for being a principal and educating the children.
Oh, thank you.
I remember when you were young. I remember when, Angel, you were always there and so supportive. And your big sister, you were like her number one fan. You were number one fan for all of your siblings. So,
I mean, it's Angel Lewis. I mean, she was my older sister. It's Angel Lewis. I mean, who wouldn't want to be behind her? You know what I'm saying? Now. Like, put some respect on it. You know what I mean?
Respect on it, man. That's what I'm talking about.
But at the end of the day, we all like to eat, no matter what our professions are. Like Chuck said, we don't like to come in second. So when we put our heart to it, we're gonna go get it. And that's just what sports gave us in life.
Amen. That's basketball royalty coming from the baby Lewis right there.
Absolutely, Tina. Bingo, Tina. Bullseye. Yeah, Tina.
Right on point. Now, Chuck, what I wanted to ask, man, because we're going to get back, we're going to jump in it. We are already, man, look at that. We already flew past the first quarter, just like that, just getting to know everybody. But we hadn't even gotten into anything really, and we about to do that, man. So, Chuck, we're going to go ahead and start with you.
Mike, before you move on, I also just want to say that we do have an older sister.
Yes, I was going to say that.
It's just not us four. It's one more. She's the oldest.
Right. I was gonna thank you, Angel. I was gonna Miss Priscilla, how are you doing? Thank you. We were waving to you.
She ran track.
And I was gonna say that and I thank you, Angel, for that, because I was gonna actually I had a picture of you all, and I was kind of hoping that she could have been able to be online as well. And I'm sorry if I didn't make that clear, but yes, shouts out to the oldest Lewis, Miss Priscilla. And let me ask you a question speaking of it, because she has so much dignity and strength and things. And did you learn that from your sister when she was running track, Chuck? Did you get a lot of that? You said second place is no option.
Yeah. Well, she was the one that first started it all as far as, athleticism and family, going to watch her at track meets, because she was at Millwood, and just to see how fast she could run. She ran hurdles. So when I found my niche, I just took the same attitude, try to be the best, versus just doing the sport. You might as well be the best.
Hey, that's the buzzer. Wow, check it that. Hey, Dub, man, we already rolling into the second quarter, man. So real quick, we're going to pay some bills, man. Dub, we want to give some shout outs to our sponsors for us real quick.
We'd like to give a shout out to Kellogg's cereal, Breakfast of Champions. We also got Napalm Flowering Company, very, very good company as well. And then we also have a #1 draft pick, Clothing Apparel in line as a sponsor. So we got a few good ones. And First United Bank, the first only Black bank in.
That's right.
Yeah.
And also we want to give a salute to Miss Vicky Wooden, also for the Cleanse tea. Watermelon Cleanse, you got to get it, y'all. It's really, really good. It's on point. And also shout out to Gwen McClendon and McClendon Travels. And anybody that you want to just keep checking on the show, you want to get in contact with them or see them, just go ahead and hit us on Spotify or hit us on at WURKtogether@gmail.com for more information. Man, thank you, Dub. Now let's get back into it, y'all. We really about to zoom, okay? Because we seem like we haven't said nothing, but we taking our time, y'all, because we have a lot to go. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we all grew up in Kalamazoo here. All of us on the screens were athletes, and the programs that we had growing up were spectacular. And everybody knew who you were based on how well you played your sport. So basically, everybody knew your name. And Chuck, you had a wonderful run history in Kalamazoo to get it started for the Lewis family. I mean, on that end for the basketball. You had, who was your first junior high coach? And who was your high school coach? And what did your high school team do?
My first coach in junior high was Mr. Woodley. He's the one that taught me the fundamentals of how to play defense. He taught me everything about the game as a 7th grader at Northeastern. That's when it was a junior high school. As a matter of fact, I was going to be the second point guard to start from him as a freshman. Malcolm Duvall was the other one. But unfortunately that day, my mom took me to Oakham Brothers to buy me my first pair of leather shoes, which were fast tracks. They don't even make them no more. I was late to practice. And I didn't start. So I missed my opportunity. So that taught me to be on time.
Right. So that right there was something and then when you got to Central, see, Kalamazoo, ladies and gentlemen out there, if you don't understand, when you get to Kalamazoo Central in the 9th grade and they put you on varsity, that means that you are somebody. All right? Just let you know that. And Mr. Lewis, you was on the 9th grade varsity team.
I don't know if I was on the varsity team. I was an option, because coming up to the ranks, man, during my era, you came from the older guys ahead of you. So you'd have to really be somebody or be super athletic to beat the guys who were on the JV on the varsity.
Even to be in the 10th grade, right? Then even to get on the 10th grade to get on the team.
Yeah, it is, I mean, I had my specialty coming in, me and B-Dub was in ball handlers, we can break a press and we can read an offense and we can distribute, my role back in the day. So that's what made me more available, being a shorter guy, being able to handle the ball and being able to find those guys who could shine out there on the court,
Right. Now,
doing
Chucky,
that,
your team. I'm sorry, Danny. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but with doing that, man, you sit back and you're still learning. You're still trying to grow. As you come up the ranks.
Now, Danny is talking, ladies and gentlemen, about because there's different levels to it. And I've talked to Dan and I told him this to the side. I'm going to put it out there. Danny is in the top 3 of my all-time basketball players from Kalamazoo. Angel, you could be in your own top there, but just and that's saying a lot because Chucky, when you played, your team went undefeated. And we're talking about some wonderful teams. That's when I used to go to the Reed Fieldhouse, and y'all would be in high school playing at the college. And it was big games. And then Danny, when you played, that was when I was there with Angel in high school. And ridiculous ball skills on that team. We had your brother Cal Winfield was on here earlier.
Shout out to Cal.
About that. Shout out to Cal.
Oh yeah.
And your team and your levels, and you guys took it further. And then Angel, ladies and gentlemen, for the record, was not runner-up Miss Basketball. She was Miss Basketball. I'm sorry, Peggy Evans. I know you might have got
better. She wasn't better than Angel at all.
You wasn't scoring 2,000 career basketball points.
They gave that to her because she went to Tennessee.
Don't let me start pulling out these stats. That's why I'm saying this is so hard, because every single individual on this podcast can and should have their own show. But I mean, I'm just trying to go because it's so much royal talent on this show right now. And so that's why I'm really just going to go slow through it, because, you know, Danny went on to become a professional. Angel went on to become a professional. And we're going to talk, and Chucky went on to win the first Kalamazoo Valley Community Championship with Coach Schultz. Is that right? Back in the day?
That's correct. The first one ever.
National championship.
And the only reason why y'all didn't win a state championship back there is because God rest his soul, Igor Dudley hurt his knee. And if he wouldn't have hurt his knee, that team, what was that, the 84 team?
Yeah, that was 83, 84. 84, 85, I'm sorry. No, 83.
Oh, no, that was Gore. That was Gore.
Yeah, that was 83, 84.
Maurice Poole.
Yeah.
Beautiful team. Yeah. We also got this screen here where we're showing a repetition of like a lot of video and things, so people can see some of these teams that, you know, that we're talking about. And they were championship teams. And like, you know, Chucky, can you tell just name some of your teammates that were on your team?
We had Tim Costa was our point guard. Tink averaged almost 47 points in junior high school. He was that good. Steve Dunning, we had Gore, we had Mark Patterson, Dan Wisser. We had some blue chippers on the squad.
Right.
You really had to come to play.
Now, were you on the 9th grade making that team?
No, that's a varsity.
That was my junior year, but my 9th grade, 10th year, I would get moved up for the tournaments, the varsity tournaments.
Yeah, so Danny, I see the picture of you, Danny. You are in that picture when they won the championship game. Now, when you were younger and you saw that, and you were right there because you were with the team a lot, and they treated you like you felt like you were part of the team, you just knew that was your future, didn't you, Dan?
Well, I mean, if it wasn't, I had the best seats in the house. You know what I'm saying? The thing was
oh yeah.
When Chuck moved, I moved because he learned from guys who taught him the game. I learned from him.
Mm-hmm.
So all my knowledge and focus was on my brother, because he the one taught me how to dribble, you know, how to think the game, how to, you know, how to overcome. That's where I learned it from. I mean, I used to watch all these guys play. I didn't really understand until he sat down with me and he broke it down now in a way that I could understand, you know? So that's who I looked up to coming up. You know, I let him do the hard work of going out there doing the recon. But when he come back home, we'll sit down together and he explain things to me.
Mm-hmm. Now, ladies and gentlemen, one thing y'all don't know about is that I remember Mr. Dan Lewis and Miss Angel Lewis going at it like they wasn't even related. While y'all sitting there, I mean, that's how it was. You watch Chucky, and then Danny, Dan, and Angel. Please let's let the world know about that relationship and how that was. Angel, what made you want to be out there hanging with them brothers out there with like that? What, talk to me, talk to the world.
But Mike, I didn't have no choice. If I didn't do it, it was consequences going back to the house. Okay, so I had to be out there and do it. You know, and it's just, you know, one thing about it is that, you know, growing up with your brothers that, you're kind of really close in age. Danny and I are just 2 years apart. Okay. And it was like, look, what you gonna do? So when I made that commitment that, hey, I'm gonna be in the sports, I just did everything Danny did, you know, and even to this day, you know, Danny and I are very competitive, but it's really out of love. You know, it's probably some things I can do to Danny that probably nobody else but his sisters can do. Okay.
Right.
So we're on that court and we're competing, we're playing. I mean, it really ain't no joke. You know, Danny's just strong. I mean, he's strong, he's a good player. Chuck was a good player, but they're not gonna give no mercy to me. They never did. And that's what made me fail on the court. I didn't play with the girls.
Right.
I played with the guys.
No, you did not. No, you did not. And ladies and gentlemen, we not gonna let this go. When we talking about it, Angel and Danny, when we talk about going at it, we're talking about it. We have to just say thank you, because you had the purest. You and Danny and Chucky all had pure jump shots.
Yeah.
When you talk about picture form, you know, Chuck with the handles and not the turnovers, and playing point guard on an undefeated team in Kalamazoo Central in the 80s, going to Reed Fieldhouse, unheard of. All right. And playing with coach, still having the same coach. You both had Coach Jackson. So you had, rest in peace to Coach Jackson. So you had, and then you had the royalty of that program. Danny, I can remember the jump you made from freshman to sophomore, from sophomore to junior, and from junior to senior was just like, and then Angel, you've been, like I said, I have never not seen you score 20 points. Can I say that for the world? Can I say that? I have never not seen you score 20 points in a game.
Right.
Or at least be worth 20 points, whether you got 10 dimes, 8 rebounds. You know, you're talking about a person who was All-American, All-State. All of them were All-Staters, All-Americans. And then my goodness, Danny, you know what? I had to take a nap in between checking all the stuff that you did overseas, brother. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I'm not just anyone. Angel went to Syracuse with the beautiful picture. You can see it right there. You know what I'm saying? Angel was Miss Basketball. Angel, what I want to ask you is, and Tina, I'm gonna ask you as well. Angel, when did you first pick up a basketball? And I know you didn't have no choice, but when did you really see that you had that type of all-world ridiculous talent?
You know, Mike, I never realized it. I just played, you know, just something that just, like I said, writing with my right hand. You know, I can look back and think that at Hillside, when I went to Hillside, and I remember vaguely, well, actually very clearly, Stacey Walker was there, and I didn't really think I could compete. I was like, hey, these are, you know, I just did it for fun. I was just there doing it for fun, and everything never was like, hey, I'm out set to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. It was just something we did when we were younger. And my mom and my dad always kept us active in sports. So I was like, hey, I'm going to play basketball. You know, along with other sports, you know, I did soccer, did softball. I wasn't really big like you, Mike, like with track. I wasn't, play football, rocket football. I did that because Danny did it. I did that because Danny did it, you know? So I was like, okay, if they can do it, I can do it, you know? But I think really, Mike, I didn't really take it serious knowing that it could kind of like grow until maybe like going into my like junior or senior year. I was like, oh, I can really do this. You know, Mike, it was just playing sports and playing on the court was like my piece. I could control that. You know, no one could touch that. And it was easy for me. And I enjoyed it.
I can definitely see that when you were on the court. Yeah.
Yeah, we never had it out like, and Mike, you know me. That's probably nothing we ever talked about. You know, we talked about everything else. But just playing basketball, that was just my piece, being on that court.
Hey, Mike, check this out. You know, she was a great player. She was ahead of her time. But one thing that a lot of people don't know is when Angel was coming up, and it doesn't matter what sport she was playing in, Chuck and I wouldn't let her play with girls. She only played with guys, whether it was football, baseball, basketball, until she probably got to junior high. The only pickup game she ever played with was with guys.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know what? And you know what? That absolutely makes sense, and it's very true. I can definitely stamp that because I remember Angel when you played rocket football, and when you came in to play basketball, and you know you were always with your brothers. And let me ask you guys a question: who used to win 21 at 29:02 random in that court back there?
Hey, Mike, I'm gonna tell you right off the bat. Chuck really used to spank our butts. I mean, Chuck used to like. I mean, Chuck came up with the stuff that I didn't say. Where do you get that from? You know, and then it was me, Mike. Then it was me, and then maybe Danny. Maybe Danny.
Hey, Mike, that's a dangerous thing to say because when one person say they the best, the next thing you hear is check up. You know,
I can see it. I can see the smoke coming out the air. I'm like, what right now? But you know what though? See that right there, Angel, is the honesty that we wanted because we all knew how pure of a shooter that you were. And the funny thing that you say, Dan, about not letting your sister compete against the girls is because like when she got the opportunity to compete against females, it was like, yo, what's going on here? You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, and I'm a you know, Angel, your game was flawless. I think I had a broken leg. I had a broken leg probably every year that you were playing. So I probably didn't miss no game. And when I say I probably went to every single one of your high school games as many as I can. I was because, you know, being an athlete and then respecting someone and then seeing how pure that they are and humble in their sport. Because Angel wasn't the one. Matter of fact, none of the people on our screen, none of these ladies and gentlemen were I'm bragging. No, humble. No, it was as beautiful as you are. Danny, y'all don't even know that Danny, they call him the Michael Jordan of London. Y'all don't even know about how many championships are on the screen. Tina, when you was in high school, y'all won a championship. Let's talk about it. Who was your coach when you were there?
Well, you know, I came up through the middle school program with Steve Dunning. So Steve was my middle school coach. Of course, you know, he ran alongside my older brother. So it was just like having, you know, a personal coach again. But that's where it kind of started for me in middle school, just kind of the basics and, you know, just kind of learning the game. And then of course, you know, I came up through Kalamazoo Central where Clarence Gardner was the coach at the time. I think he was there up until my junior year, and then we kind of did some transition. Jaime Gordon was there my senior year. So, you know, it was definitely a fun time, a fun learning time, you know, a different transition, different time of life. And, you know, the game was a little bit different then than it was for my siblings because, you know, like I said, it was a little bit more grit and the love was a little bit different. But it was a good time. It was a good time.
Really, thank you, Tina. Thank you so much. Really quickly, and then we're going to talk about all of your college careers. We're going up. We're getting to halftime, so we're moving slow, but we're getting there. Really quickly, I wanted to gosh, I lost my train. Chucky. Gosh, I didn't forget what I just said.
What made you go to the Valley, Chuck?
What made college?
What made you go to the Valley instead of, you know, because you know I used to watch you. You know,
you went to Urbana. Yes, I wanted to all of the colleges that you went to. You went to. Thank you, Dub.
I'm gonna go back a little further, Dub, because we're gonna get to the college, but I just want to publicly say this. All my siblings on here, our blood is burgundy and gold. That's all we bleed. That's all we bleed.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you a little inside story. We lived on the south side on Crosstown Parkway. That's North District. We possibly could have been all Norris people at one time. That's where we was headed. I was going to Millwood next, and we moved. We could have been in the Norris District. It'd have been a whole nother ball game, speaking on the blue and white. But we were able to go to Kalamazoo Central. I didn't know anything about Kalamazoo Central until I moved into the district. Once I moved into the district, then I became, you know, I went under the wings of my god brother, Clyde Winfield Jr. So I followed him around. And that's how I met Ian Dubé, Thomas Taborn, Derek Dooley, Toby Macon. See, them guys is all historical people at Central.
Oh, yeah.
We had tradition at Central. That's where I got it from, because I used to kick it with them. I used to play at the YMCA as a young fella. But them guys right there, Harvey Baker, Jackie, all those guys that came before me went through Central. So when I moved over, that's where I got the love from Central. By the time I was in the 7th, 8th grade, I knew about Central tradition. They had a tradition program.
Yes.
So if you wasn't ready for the program, you couldn't play at Central. That's just the
Show
bottom
me
line.
something interesting. You all are together. Danny, you like your brother said, you had a program, you had Coach Jackson. Can you tell us something? All three of you had the pleasure of having Coach Jackson. Could you tell us something about Coach Jackson that made him unique to you?
You know, Coach Jackson was a coach, man, and we had to go through. I mean, we went through a heck of a program. One thing that Don Jackson taught us was discipline. You know, learn to respect yourself, respect your teammates, and respect the game. You know, when I came in as a freshman and we had 3 courts practicing, at the end of the practice, this was one of my first practices. At the end, we all had to shake his hand. I never understood that. I never understood that.
Right.
And now I was like, wow, man, you know, I ain't never had to go through anything like this, but he taught us how to respect ourselves, man, how to respect the game, man, and respect each other, man. And then one thing he did was bring out the best in each one of his players too.
And
Yeah,
it's so precedent because your brother Chuck, they had a wonderful career. They doggone went undefeated. They did go undefeated. All right. I mean, Kalamazoo Central's had some powerful, and you are this group here, all of you are such important part of Kalamazoo's history and the maroon and gold. You know,
why did they take the Giant out the gym? What did they take
can't
the
talk
Giant
basketball.
out
They can't talk any
What is wrong with
Right. Yeah, I'm with you.
Come on now.
Why would you take all them victories from way back in '77, Derek Dooley and Toby Macon and all them, and you just paint over it?
Listen,
What
man,
is
who
wrong?
took down the bag of victories? You know, that hurt.
Yeah, it took the victories out the gym.
That goes back to the pride, though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The burgundy and gold. If you ain't been an alumni at Central, if you ain't been through any programs, if you wasn't a part of the school, you wouldn't even understand what it means to those who go to that school.
That's right, Danny.
Not.
Absolutely.
So to come in one day and you see that Giant without his bag of victories, be like, man, where did that go? Because that meant something to us.
You know what? Every person that's come on here that's from Kalamazoo Central has definitely said that, from Coach Subaruti to yourselves. You know what I'm saying? So Kalamazoo Central, if you're listening out there, you may want to bring that Giant back in those bag of victories because they were meaningful to the community. Whoever made that
Yeah,
decision.
put those participation awards away and give it to the winners, first and second. That's it.
Absolutely.
Come on now, Tina, talk about it.
Absolutely.
Now,
Maybe we need to get Tina to talk to the principal up there.
One of the things that you all had the privilege, gosh, we're already in the third quarter. So one of the things that you all had in that you all furthered and went further to college, whether it's education, no matter what, but in school. Angel, you went to Syracuse. Chucky, you went on and did to KVCC, as Dub had alluded to. You had Coach Schultz, and you won a championship. Danny, you went to Wayne State. And look at my notes. You were just recently the top 30 all time from Wayne State. Congratulations to that, sir.
Well, the boy turned into a score.
Like I said, man, I feel like I'm in a merry-go-round. You know what I mean? I'm gonna feel terrible when I hear it. Like, man, you didn't ask Angel this, you didn't ask Tina that, you didn't talk to Chucky about that, you didn't say nothing about Danny. So I'm gonna sit back now and just let you all flow. Chucky, when you went to Urbana and you went to college at KVCC, how was that, and how did you do that, and how did you bring that championship home? And then Danny, I want you to talk about Wayne State, and Angel, I would like you to talk about Syracuse, and Tina, I would like you to talk about your college education and when you went and furthered, and also want to learn about your school too.
Sounds good.
You all may have the floor.
Well, after finishing high school, I ended up going to the Valley. Coach Schultz came and talked to me. I had some pretty good offers, but I don't think I was ready to leave at that moment. So, talk with him. He had Ed Finch coming along. We had a pretty good staff there. And, that was my first year of college. I didn't really know what was going on. So I ended up joining the program there. And, Coach Schultz is pretty much a disciplinarian as well, just like Coach Jackson. But we had a system in place where, as the guys came on, we understood our roles. First year, we kind of struggled a little bit just to find out how to play college ball. And I think the second year at JUCO, that's when the 3-point shot came out. And that's where we really started to grind because we had a lot of jump shot shooters on the team. So it was just my job to facilitate to make sure I got it to them when they were open and they would get to those spots. So it was kind of natural for them to just have open shots because I would get it to them right when they needed it. So I didn't have to score a lot of points. I just had to facilitate and kind of put that fire underneath the team. So that was the first championship they ever won. And I promise you, prior to going to KVCC, nobody wanted to go there. They just thought, hey, man, I'm leaving Kalamazoo. But after we won that title, a lot of people from
everybody started going.
You know what? That is true. You opened the door for it to be like a tradition for great Kalamazoo players to go.
Exactly. To the point where we used to have big alumni games. They don't have them now, but we had enough guys that won championships. We come back and play alumni games. So, it's kind of Coach Schultz kind of retired. They've done something else now.
Now we're gonna go to Danny. Now, Danny, you too. I didn't miss none of your high school games because I was on the other team, on the other side at Lloyd Norrix. Unfortunately, I broke my leg, but I was on the team all them 3 years. You know what I'm saying? I was on varsity, but I just couldn't get off the bench with the broken leg. But I saw this gentleman play basketball. I watched you, Danny, let me take it all the way back because we hadn't even talked about our YBL days. None of us had.
Right, that's right.
You know what I'm saying? From light blue to Chucky. What you say? You was on the gray?
Yeah, me and Danny was on the gray first at Old Central.
Right, and then we got to the Douglas, and then Danny, you was on light blue, wasn't
you? Light blue. Yeah.
You was on light blue. You had Willie and Billy Walker and Chris Wood. You had all your bros on your team back then, didn't you? But anyway, but Danny. But the thing about Dan is like, I remember a game. I'm gonna go here. I remember a game. It was against Norrix, and at these times we're talking about the Big Eight. The Big Eight had Benton Harbor, Kalamazoo Central, Kalamazoo Lloyd Norrix, Battle Creek Central.
Niles.
Only talk about Portage Central, Point St. Joe. So right in our own Big Eight at that time, Central, Lloyd Norrix, Benton Harbor, and Battle Creek Central were all in the top 10.
Right.
All 4 teams were, and then St. Joe were in the top in Class B, but they were in our conference. And my brother, Mark White, played for Battle Creek, and I can remember the game when Lloyd Norrix, we had Kalamazoo Central. We had Kalamazoo Central. But the point I wanted to make, Danny, because we all have had these in our things, there was a breakaway that you had, and it was a dunk. You remember that?
I do.
And the reason why I'm saying is this dunk would have sealed the game. And for some crazy reason, the dunk went off the rim and missed. And everybody in the building went crazy. And I mean crazy. One side went crazy this way, one went crazy that way. But let me tell you what Danny did. He didn't let that bother him. He didn't let that give up. He stayed and he kept his head in the ball game. And you had coaches that kept y'all in the game and didn't be like, ah. You want to tell what happened at the end of that game, Danny?
Well, I mean, it was a discipline. I mean, it was the structure of the coaching staff and, the preparation to the game, but our mental toughness came from, my brother. We learned that. We learned to be kind of cool under pressure way before we put on the uniform or the practice gear.
Right.
Yeah. So,
hey, Mike, but look, Mike, the thing of it is that he practiced the dunk on me. It was making it.
Well, Angel. But see, this was another thing. See, Danny and Angel, and I mean, Chuck, you were a little bit older, but they didn't miss. They weren't the type of people to just shoot the rock and no, it was chop, basket by Lewis. So when they missed that dunk, all right, and we're talking and it was only seconds in the game, but they still won the game, is what I'm really trying to say. Because we thought we had Lloyd Norrix, but y'all came back and did some Isaiah Thomas, Pistons, Boston Celtics.
No, Cal Winfield hit them 2 threes back to back.
Right.
Right.
Cal did.
Wimp came down
back to back.
Zap.
And then they turned the ball over. Ty Lewis threw a pass to DQ, tried to throw an alley-oop from full court, and it went out of bounds.
Yeah.
But I remember that. They had us on the ropes.
And that was a big game, man. And the reason why I brought that up then is because like you never let that get you down. And not only did you not do that, you came
played
back
through it.
super stronger. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I always wanted, I never got a chance to commend you, because you know what? We was hanging out that day at school. Remember, I used to go to Central too. I went to Central at Norris, and Danny did too.
Yeah.
And we used to go to class together. So we was like, you know, that's how much we love Kalamazoo. I used to have a class with, I'm gonna tell the truth. I took a class at Central just so I could be in the class with Angel. She laughing over there, but she know I'm telling the truth.
You are, Mike.
I'm telling the truth, man. I took Mr. McGowan's computer class just so I can go. And then here go the crazy thing. Then when I got there, Coach Long would come and see me every day before I got there. He says, you know, you go to Central now. I want you to go to track practice. I got a uniform for you right now. He was trying. He was trying so much, man. But I can see why you love Central. Central was a wonderful school. It was fun to go to. You know, I'm one of the few people, Danny, is to say, you know, I actually went to both of the schools. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and I love Lloyd Norris, just like you guys love Kalamazoo Central. You know, we all gave a lot to our high school. And Angel, congratulations for being in the Hall of Fame.
Man.
Right.
Congratulations.
Danny, Chucky, are you all in the Hall of Fame as well? I'm just asking.
They're trying to get that undefeated team in, but I'm not personally in there, no.
Okay, you're trying to get the undefeated team.
They should be. I don't know what the problem is. What's the
I don't
problem?
know what you know what?
All of y'all in the Zoo.
Tina.
Y'all need to speak it up. Y'all know what it is.
Well, you know what? Talk about it, Tina. That's why we're doing this right now. You know what? See, Tina, you said something right there that I was thinking about. Why don't we just create our own? You know, we might have to, Doug. We was talking about it. We might just have to have the I'm from the Zoo awards where we just nominate the Hall of Fame and have votes. You know,
because you know a lot of the
why should we wait on somebody?
So
why should we wait on people to acknowledge who we are when we know who we are?
That's right.
Well, the generation doesn't understand and they don't know. You know what I mean? They don't know.
Exactly.
I didn't know. I didn't know. Even in high school, I didn't understand the legacy that was already paid for me. I didn't understand it until I got older. I didn't know that, you know, who Chuck Lewis really was. I didn't know who Danny Lewis really was. I didn't know who Angel Lewis really was and the people that impacted them. So if I'm a part of the family and I didn't really know, then the people today that are not a part of our family or not a part of the system, they don't know. And so it's important. It's important. It's really important to, you know, highlight the legacy that comes up. We can talk about it all we want to, but you know, we really want to give honor where honor is due.
I think it's the people making the decisions need to, like, keeping it 100 though. I don't understand why Cal Winfield wouldn't be in the High School Hall of Fame when, I mean, he had more than records. You know what I'm saying? Not only records, he did finish college. He might not have had a great career in college, but it's what you did in high school, I thought. You know what I mean? That's why it's the High School Hall of Fame.
And you're right about that. And then that's what I'm saying. So
what'd you say, Chuck?
You got no disrespect to them, but you got people who work in the system now that don't have the same blood as us. They come from different schools. That's why you have the absence of history, because they don't feel how we feel because they weren't there. So when we walk into the school, we still had a love. When we walk into that gym, you best believe we got memories that hit us right as we come through that door. They don't have that feeling like we had. They just, you know,
there's nothing better than Chuck, like you said. There's nothing better than going back to that the old gym and remembering the court and remembering these plays and going things. And you're right, Tina, there is a detachment from a lot of the New Jacks right now. And that's why I'm so happy and so privileged. Dub and I can speak for him, I'm sure, just to have you all here to talk about this history, you know, because when we came up with the show, best believe every single one of you was in the fabric of how the creation of why we wanted to have it.
You could. That's the only reason you couldn't have a show without having y'all in it.
We couldn't.
We all grew up together.
Yeah, this whole concept is what it was.
Yeah.
Now, Michael,
I appreciate y'all wanting to have my siblings. I know many of y'all don't really know me as well, and that's okay. It's okay. But I appreciate the love.
We asked about everybody. We wanted everybody.
Well, you know what, Mike, one thing about this is that there could be no our older sister Priscilla.
Yes.
There could be no Chucky. There could be no Danny. there could be no Angel, no Tina with all of us being like this. Okay.
Right.
So we could not have done any of this. You know, my career could not have happened if there was not Danny or Chucky or Peaches, you know, pushing that with me, or my you know, competitiveness with them, you know, and people just don't understand that. You know, Danny and I are just like 2 years apart. You know, Chuck's a little bit older than me, but even to this day, I'm telling you, Danny and I are still competitive. With everything
That's the way it gotta be.
However,
that's never gonna change. And look, that's so important that you brought that too.
Because
hey, Mike, we compete, but I still win.
Hey, don't believe that hype. Do not believe that hype.
Them two right there. Yo, you guys just don't understand it. It feels I haven't talked to y'all like together in years, but it feels like it's just right back on the wagon. You know what I'm saying?
My question to you, Angel, is this. Angel, tell me why you left Syracuse and went to the school in Kentucky. You didn't like it there?
Why did you go to Syracuse and all that? Yeah.
One thing about it, if I had to do it all over again, okay, I probably would have stayed around and kind of attended either Western Michigan University, Michigan State, or Ohio State. Okay. Young back then, a lot of the, you know, your journey goes in different ways, different direction, you know, as at what's going on at that time. I love Syracuse. Actually, the time I was there, I had a great season and everything.
Weren't you there with Melo? Weren't you there with Carmelo Anthony?
Carmelo came after. Carmelo came after. Okay. And the crazy thing about all of this, you know, where I went to school at, where I attended, you know, sometimes the memory is very vague, and that's where Chuck come in place at. Chuck know all the stats. Chuck knows. I mean, Chuck has the picture that you had with the Syracuse. Chuck has that. You know, and it goes back to this. I did it because of the love. You know, even back in high school, Mike, we go back to high school. I'm going to tell you, Alicia Webster, Nicole Jackson, a lot of these young ladies have different last names. You know, there was Vicki Gibson, Stacey Warren, Beth Lowe, Melinda Law. When I came in, those girls were older, but then we had, like I said, Alicia Webster, Tiffany Washington, Sheila Buchanan. Okay, these young ladies, they embraced me and they allowed me to be that leader. I was on the varsity team as a freshman. Unexpectedly. We coached each other. We did that. Okay, because we came in and brought that in. Okay, when we all knew our roles, we all knew the direction we were going in. They believed in me. As a freshman, you had these young ladies who were older than me that understood the role. Wasn't like, oh, here come Angel, freshman, you know, playing. But I was nervous. I was like, I'm gonna do this. But I had Danny and Chucky coaching me through that. Angel, go in and play your game. Do this, do that.
Angel, you know what? To your credit and your teammates, and thank you for shouting out your wonderful teammates. You know, your team was Kalamazoo was unique because our teams were like families. And I can remember when you young ladies, y'all used to have a barrette, used to wear the barrette out your hair with a rubber band. Yeah. Whatever it was, they had some kind of cool little symbols, and it worked, and the team was great, and they did synergy around you, Angel, because they realized, I mean, okay, well, look, ladies and gentlemen, let me just give you some stats. As a senior, Angel Lewis averaged 29.5 points a game, 10.6 rebounds, 5.7 assists, 6.5 steals. This was her averages her senior year. That's fantasy ridiculousness.
And she still hold the record with 63 in the high school game too. I don't know nobody else at Central done that. 63.
Come on, man. Come on, Chuck, big bro. Come on, speak on that. Like, but look,
who you have 63 against?
Angel scored 2,000 points in high school, and y'all hearing the assists. It wasn't like it was just, you know, I'm going to the rock, I'm doing this. I'm going to the rock, I'm doing. No. She was passing the rock. She was giving her teammates. She was setting screens. The steals was ridiculous. I mean, Chuck, you had a great career. Danny, Angel, shouts out to you. You know what I'm saying? Can I ask you a question, Angel? Who is the best female basketball player from Kalamazoo?
She is.
In your top 5. We're going to get there too.
Mike, you know I'm not even going to mention that. You know I'm not going to say that. Listen, I'm
going to set you up, girl. I already know.
Chuck, 1 second. I believe it was Port Central, B-Dub, that scored that, and I was just in disbelief that it also got benched because I was passing the ball. But I'm just
Right.
doing what I'm supposed to do. Go ahead, Chuck.
You could have had 80. You could have had 100. You
Go
could have
ahead,
had
Chuck.
100. But see, Angel, that's what I'm saying. You weren't that type of player. You were that type of player. I mean,
Unselfish.
when the girl
That's right.
comes, look, this is Angel's game, okay? The game starts. Sheila would tap it to her. Angel would get it, take 2 dribbles, square up, and shoot the 3. Basket by Lou. Then the game would go on. The little girl would come up, dribbling the court. She would get down, and the next thing you know, she'd make a pass. Angel would tip it, take it all down the court. Basket by Lewis. There would be by the time the first quarter came up, she'd have about 12 points easily, maybe 4 or 5 steals, maybe about 3 or 4 rebounds. And you know, it was just a flawless type of game. But the beautiful thing is, we would watch your game in the fall, and then we would watch Danny's game. And then Chuck, like I said, we talked earlier, when those games used to go to Reed Fieldhouse, and y'all used to have those pinstripes with the maroon joints, man. Shorts. But y'all was getting y'all just don't understand how ham. I wish the internet was around in the 80s and the 90s for us, because we all went hard. You know, we all went hard for a reason. We had pride.
The shorts back in that era, we thought our shorts was long, but they really came to the top of our thighs.
Oh, they were short.
Them shorts wasn't that big, Danny.
Danny, your biker shorts was longer than your shorts on top.
now, Danny, I'm gonna move to you because I've gotta save.
We got
some
a
room
quarter left. We got a little quarter left, and then
I know
do
it. I
OT.
wanted to save some room because Dan, the reason why I brought up about that dunk, Danny, because I wasn't trying to do nothing flaws. It's like, because some people in their mind, all they can remember, I missed a layup, Blood passed me a layup pass, and I missed a layup, and Blood ain't loved me since. It's been 30 years. Man, I mean, I can't believe you missed that layup, Mike. I'm like, Blood, come on, man, we won the game, bro. But some people, but that's how he is in Kalamazoo, So like, not shouts out to Blood, by the way. And so what I was saying, Danny, is when you left Kalamazoo Central, and you were All-State, 2-time All-American, All-Stater, All-City, 1988, and you had opportunities. Why did you choose Wayne State?
It's a long story, man. I didn't jump straight to Wayne State. It was a long story. I didn't really blossom until
Ashland.
Yeah, when I came out, I didn't really start to really get good until I graduated from Kalamazoo Central. So I happened to be playing one day up in Battle Creek. Back in the day when we played, it was a battle. It didn't matter, what platform, what school, court, it didn't matter. But once you check ball and you get in inbounds, man, we battle. I don't care who's in front of you. We going at each other. So to make a long story short, we had a good day up there with some ballers up there. All the stars, Battle Creek Central were up there and things like that. So, I was getting my things and leaving, and some guy tapped me on the shoulder, and his name was Barry Markford. He was a new head coach at Kellogg, and he said, "Man, where do you play ball at?" And I told him, "I don't scholarship or anything like that." He said, "Man, I love to have you on my team, and would you like basketball?" And from that day, he gave me a full ride scholarship on the spot, and that's where my career started.
And so you went to KCC in Battle Creek.
Yep, I went to KCC first. Then he left. The coach that sent me, he left and went to Ashton University. So I left and went to him. And we made a run in the NCAA.
D2,
Yes, you did. Now, Danny, we're not going to just stop there because we want to hear about, all of you have had a historic career, but ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Danny Lewis, and I want to shout out to all of the people online watching right now, all of the family members. We want to acknowledge you right online and thank you for being here on I'm From the Zoo with us. Danny, like I said, I was telling you, Brother Chucky, I think personally you and Damon are the best, and Angel. Angel, you're just the best on just straight up
class.
Function. Just come on. Just if we talking pure basketball skills and doing that, your sister got you big brothers did a great job, because sis is like, what I'm talking about. Danny, you and Damon, all of y'all, Chucky, you two, Cal, all of y'all is up there. But Danny, you took basketball to another level, sir. You never stopped flourishing your skills. You went to Ashland, you won championships, you went overseas. You also went to the service Thank you for your service in the Air Force. Man, brother, you talk about if anybody could dribble a basketball around the world, Danny Lewis has gone around the world 3 or 4 times. Russia, Spain, Germany, London. So we going forward, but we going back. So tell us, man, how did you get there and all the way up to, you know, your final game you played was 2008 and you're also a dual citizen. So let's get into it with Mr. Dan Lewis.
Man, what I began. Let's start at the beginning, man. When it came through college, you know, progressing, never settling, never being okay to be just okay. You know, we were saying, man, when we was coming up, you know, Chuck told us we don't quit around here. You know, and you know, and second place wasn't a good fit for us. So it didn't matter where we were, we was gonna compete. And when we leave the gym, people gonna call us by our first name. You know, that's just the mark that we chose to leave when we left an establishment. You know, but with my career, man, I just hard work, determination. I've always had some good players around me and things like that. By the time I finished up at Wayne State, I was good. I grew a little bit. I knew the game. I could, you know, as they say, the game is slowed down to, you know, a turtle race for me.
Right.
You know, that's how much I understood the game. That's how much I was in sync with the game and my body and my skills. So,
there's one thing I want to tell everybody. Do you know what? I'm a numbers person, Danny. And one day, January 1993, you had 13 3-pointers. That's 39 points worth of. You had 39 points worth of threes in 1993 on January. The numbers is ill, fam. I mean, and that was just one game, man. What did you wind up getting in that game, if you don't mind me asking?
I know I still hold the record on that. You know, I went 13. I went 13 for 15 from 3 on that game.
13 from 15 from 3. And that was in January. And that's a record in what is that, the NCAA Men's Division II? That's still a record in a tournament game.
I don't know if it's still there, but it was the GLIAC, you know.
Right. Yeah. And then that took you to. So how did you get to Wayne State? And you had Cal went to Wayne State, didn't he? With you for a minute?
Yeah, that's a funny story, you know. I was gonna get a chance to play with my boy Calvin. I was gonna get a chance to play with my boy Mark White. I was gonna get a chance to play with Darius McKinney. You know, guys, I had a chance to. So we had a run and at Ashland University. We had a great team, man, some players like that. My coach there was Keith Dambrot. You know, Keith Dambrot was LeBron James High School coach. You know?
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
End of that season, Keith Dambrot got the head coaching job at Central Michigan. So
that's how he took Cal and Mark.
Yeah, the coach that brought me, Barry Markwood, that brought me to Ashland, left with Keith Dambrot to go to Central Michigan.
I see.
There was a little hiccup in that little thing because I didn't really like Keith Dambrot. Keith Dambrot was Danny's type of person. You know, I don't think he gave fair chances. You know, I don't think he could see talent the way everybody thought he could. So I decided not to go up there because I didn't want to waste another 2 years, you know, being with somebody who couldn't see raw talent. And I was better than everybody. And I never say those guys were better than me because when I go into a gym, I mean, I'm not going to look down at nobody. You're going to have to show me that you're better than me because your words mean nothing. Right. So
now, ladies and gentlemen, Danny can back up what he's saying. Just let y'all know there. He's humble, giant, but he can back it up. Every one of them can back it up what they're saying.
It didn't matter where we met. Chuck and I, we used to just get in the car and drive to different sides of towns, different cities, and stop at the park and play, you know, just to let you know, see how the talent was. And listen, that's where we got that raw talent from, you know, talent from the toughness, the streets, the chrome, you know, that's where we got the toughness to play the game and not back down from nobody, you know. You're not going to beat me, and we're not going to let you beat me. And we've been playing together so long, you can't even figure out how to beat us.
Now, Danny, you went on to have a fabulous career at Wayne State, and then you went to London. And there's a picture that, as you can see it, ladies and gentlemen, there's all these pictures. There's lots of trophies from all of them. Chucky's got trophies. Angel's got trophies. Tina's got trophies. And Dan, you got trophies too. Tell us about that London and becoming the Michael Jordan and the Billboard and everything.
Actually, it was the second step in my career. I started in a city called Hermosillo, Sonora in Mexico. It's about 4 hours.
That's right.
We went there. Me and Eric Taylor. I know if y'all went to Oakland University. Another guy at Grand Rapids. I mean, we went down, made our mark. Made our mark there. It was just a stepping stone, just to get our names out there, just to get exposure. I went down there and had like 50 points a game while I was down there. The season was short though, and I ended up. There was a brother out of Syracuse, New York, who was putting together a team. He brought us to Chicago. It was like 19 guys, man. I don't think I was the only one he kept. So we went over to London, and he built a team over there. So over there, man, listen, he put together a heck of a team, man, and went over there. We went over there and won just about every championship over there. I mean, I got trophies.
You got 3 titles. What did you win? Like 3 titles there. You got your citizenship. They called you the Michael Jordan of basketball. I mean, and now Danny, you were doing this, and like this wasn't really. I mean, the internet was popping. Not really yet.
We still dial up. Back in the day when they still had the
nobody could really see what
AOL.
So nobody really knew the growth. But I remember, Danny, you came back home and we got this great gym where we all grew up called the Douglas. And Danny came home and the stars of stars was there. Danny, Damon Patterson, Calvin, Willie. I'm even on the team, James Saunders, the Purple Gang, Damian Little. Man, I had to have about 30 assists. You know how? I just passed the ball to Danny. I swear. If my career game is playing with you, passing you the rock. Straight up. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely got to say, man, the game prospered, Dan. The game got amazing as you got older, bro.
Man, you have like I was saying, man, like all of you have taken your game to another level, and then Chucky, you going and taking Danny around to go find that heat, to go find that play is something that resonates with Danny, because Danny took your game and you went all over the world, Danny. How did you, and the Angel, you went all over the world. You went to Syracuse, you went to Kentucky State, and you had a brilliant career. And we really haven't gotten a chance to talk about that. I want to with you.
Well, we got one overtime. We'll go to one overtime if they don't mind.
Yeah, we can go. I got all night. I'm up. I got as much time as y'all want. We can keep it moving because I don't want to leave out. Now, while I'm gonna let the older siblings think about a couple of things, like, what are you doing now? What are some of the business that are you into? Talk about some of your children and some of the things that you did. But Miss Tina, I want to get to know how you, where did you go to college? And tell us about, living in Atlanta and how you became a principal. And I'm very proud of you.
Oh, wow. Thank you. After high school, I went to Clark Atlanta University, HBCU down here in Atlanta, played basketball, SIAC champs. This is our 27th year anniversary.
Congratulations.
So I had a great season down there in Atlanta. Different, I'm coming from Kalamazoo all the way to the South. It was definitely a change for me. It was a culture shock. I hadn't.
You were one of the early Atlanta
Black folks.
Huh? I said you were one of the early Atlanta Zooins. We got a whole highway of folks down there now.
I know, yeah. So, I hadn't seen as many Black folks, didn't know the Southern culture, so I struggled a bit, but I made Atlanta my home, been here since 97, 98, been married for 20 years. I have 3 kids. My oldest daughter is at Tennessee State University. My kids play sports, basketball and football. I'm currently in school to get my doctoral degree in leadership. So, it's just, my journey was a little bit different, but the grit and the heart and the love to do what you love to do, it's still the same. It's still the same.
And I know that education is that is so outstanding, Tina. You know what? We're not going to regress any of your athletic abilities because you've been on championship teams in college. You've been on championship teams in high school. So you certainly got the flavor. And oh my God, Dr. Lewis, I'm already going to claim it for you.
Oh, appreciate that.
Appreciate
that. And I would just like to say, a lot of baby siblings don't have the you know, the privilege to say that their older siblings have paved the way, or, you know, have, you know, learned so much where they've been able to kind of, you know, give down in a way that, you know, you can take on for life. I know Danny talked about many of the things that Chuck taught, but I tell you, one of the words that I always carry with me is focus. Like, if you gonna want to do something, you got to focus. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's basketball, whether it's working at the corner store, whether it's going to school. And so, you know, I just appreciate you all recognizing them, and, you know, just want to pay respects to my siblings. They're my older siblings, and you know, they're deep in the zoo. So when we walk through, put some respect on it. That's all I'm saying.
And big up to big sister too, teachers as well. And, you know, could you tell me what is the name of your school that you're teaching? I mean, you're the principal at?
Right now it's a Dowell Elementary School.
Okay.
Okay.
I got so much. You know what, Tina? You probably didn't. You might not realize this, but my whole family is down in the A.
Okay.
Like, my whole family. If you have some McClendons.
Man, I should have. Man,
so, you know, I live in the suburbs. I live in the suburbs. You know what I mean? So, you know, by way of Atlanta, but I live in the suburbs. So, you know,
they filter all through there. But you know what? One thing I wanted to. Now, Chuck, also, you know, education is really big in your family. And Chuck, you didn't just go on and become a basketball champion. You also went on and furthered your education to the point now. Could you share with everyone what you're involved in and what you do, sir?
Yeah, myself personally, I've had a few goals coming out of high school. One is to get my master's, which I attained. And my next step is to get my doctoral. It's just a matter of timing right now. I'm a supervisor. I've been a production supervisor for 30 years. It's a grind, so it's kind of, you got to fit it in where you can. But you know, we've all been established in education from day one. We knew that came as, you know, as basketball players, we were student athletes. So, you know, we kind of brought that together as a group. But, you know, I would like to say personally myself, as I look back, because, you know, when we were going through all this, we weren't looking for accolades, no trophies and that. We were just working hard because we love the game. But as I look back over it, and like I told you, Mike, when you text me about putting this podcast together, I told you I didn't want to be really a part of it unless Angel and my siblings could be a part of it, because I'm more excited about them and what they've done versus myself. You know what I'm saying? They've taken it way beyond.
But you know what, Chucky, and I appreciate that. And you know what the thing about it is, because I and your sister started it off, as Angel eloquently started it, and you both said it with the track, and you all filtered it down. And the beautiful thing about it is the humbleness and keeping God in your lives. And I think that that's so important, that Kalamazoo realizes and sees that, you know, not only are you a royal family from Kalamazoo, but your family also kept God in their lives. And it's so important. And each one of you have you have beautiful family. You have beautiful children. You know, beautiful nieces and nephew, Angel. You guys got beautiful. I mean, and you know what's funny? Like, Tina, some of your children look like your brothers and sisters, and then Danny's look like Angel and Chuck, and it's like you could just move the pieces like, well, Angel. I mean, and they all love you, you know. So I've always been very, very happy to be fondly close to the family, you know, in whatever way that is, you know, and I know Dove has always been fond of the family as well. And Chuck, you know, welcome back, Dan. You know, all three of you, you know, I want to thank you, Chucky, for bringing your sisters and your siblings under your wing, and Peaches as well, and showing them that second place just isn't anyone. Dove, you said that Chucky told you something when you was young and you never lost it. What is that?
Nah, you know, I always used to look up to Chuck, because I had some good mentors. Like, I learned how to handle the ball from Chuck. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Watching him handle the ball, I probably could have did better with the turnover part. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I always handled the ball and everything with Chuck and everything. And I had some good people. I had Chucky Lewis and Otis Murray. You can't ask for two better people to be able to handle the ball than that. You know?
That's real.
You know, Chuck always gave me words of wisdom, because he was like, beat up. One day he just told me, make a rule, make it stick. make a rule, make it click. And ever since then, I never forgot it. That's got to be like 30 years ago. You can ask him. It's 30 years ago he told me that, but I always remembered it. And I still tell, I tell my little kids that I'll be coaching down here the same thing. Got to have the discipline to go with it. But
B-Dub and I was teammates. We were teammates early on, B-Dub.
Oh, yeah.
We was teammates together.
Yeah.
We played on the same team, too.
So did. Yeah. So just wanted to say that I am glad that I was able to grow up with such fine family in my life. You know what I mean? We all grew up. I went to Bible Baptist. I'm from the north side. I grew across the street from John Thompson. We came a long way, and we definitely we still prospering and we still making things happen. I'm glad to see everybody doing good and everybody doing what they're supposed to be doing is, passing it on. You know what I mean? So thank you for being in my life. And Angel as well. Angel came a part of me, and we won't get into details, but she probably saved my life when we was in Arizona one time. You know what I mean? I was just so messed up and everything, and I probably wouldn't be here talking because, once I spaz out, it's a wrap. And she called me before I spazzed out, and she calmed me down. And for her doing it, I don't even know how to thank you for that, because it's an important time in my life where I needed her, and she came through for me. And she from the zoo, and she was right there. She didn't leave my back. Got me in the car, let me smoke my little blunt, and she made sure that I was good. So thank you so much for helping me get through that change.
Absolutely.
I love you, baby. For sure.
Love you too, dude.
Man, that is so cool. As you can see, man, people from Kalamazoo genuinely care a lot about each other, especially from our era. And Chucky, man, we want to thank you for what you did, laying it down in basketball and just in life. And Danny, we want to thank you for laying it down, and not just in basketball and life, your service, what you do and you still do. Angel, we know we haven't even gotten into this. What are you doing nowadays with yourself, young lady?
Mike, I am an entrepreneur.
Yes, you are.
Entrepreneur. And it's really crazy how I fell into what I was doing. Is just during the pandemic. A lot of things were going on, and I always just want to always challenge myself to bigger and better things. One day I said I'm gonna get my CDLs, and I went to the test. Took me about 24 hours of study. Got my CDL. I went back to my mom's house, studied like just 24 hours, took the test, passed it, went away, got my certification. Yeah. And now I run my own business. Angel Ice Consulting. Angel Ice Consulting.
Nice.
Beautiful. And I just was like, I want to see if I can drive those big trucks. And I know I talked about it, but actually became reality. The journey has been amazing. Vicki Gibson, she gave me opportunity to work for her company, but I just still wanted to work for myself. And we're growing. We're doing it right now. And sometimes I put little pictures on Instagram. I always send quotes out, because also those quotes are for me as well. Because sometimes when you're on the road, things can get lonely. You're by yourself, but that's when I really got to know myself. Yeah. And it's something I love. This trucking business has really just like set me free with a lot of things. And so I'm an entrepreneur. You got to work. Now, when people say you're an entrepreneur, that don't mean you could be at home, because a lot of times I'm like right now, I'm on the road.
I know, and that's why I can't believe. I mean, I'm so happy to even have all your time, because you and Danny are so busy, and Chucky, you're busy, and Tina, you're the principal. My goodness, you know what I'm saying? So it's just been an absolute pleasure to have everyone here. I don't want to let you all go. I want to start it all over and just go back to the beginning. I want to go back to the beginning again.
We just know we got to end the podcast, but you would never let us go. It's impossible. It's impossible to let us go.
I can't, man. You are deep in my heart, man.
My mom told me to tell you hello, Angel.
Oh, tell Mom I said hello too.
Yeah, she mad at me because I didn't tell her that y'all was gonna be on the show tonight.
Tell Danny Mark White said what's happening. Chuck, I wanted to also give the Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated some love. You and Dan both are members. Can you tell us when you joined and where you started, if you don't mind?
Dan came through at Wayne State. I came through up at Western, up in Michigan. And it's just been a lot of brotherly love, Calvin, the guys back home. So, I wear it with pride. I need to reach out to a brother. I got one, Jimmy Ross back home. He's Big Ten long jumper. A lot of bros come through Michigan, man.
Oh yeah, the bros.
Shouts out to Jimmy Ross. You know what? Thank you, Mr. Ross. Definitely. I say this all the time. I might have the long jump record in Kalamazoo in high school. I broke it from Jimmy Ross, but Jimmy Ross went on to college and jumped like 26.9 went to the Olympics. Shouts out to the big brother. You know what I'm saying?
Jim Long coaches, Mr. Foster's, a lot of bros when I grew up. They would come teach us algebra, hillside. So that's all I knew was the bros. So I'm happy to be a part of it. And, you know, it is what it is. It's good brothers.
And what year now? How many years have you been with the fraternity now?
I've been in since 95. Dan been since 92. So we got some tenure. We got some tenure in the years. So
man, I got hit on the head with a cane before with the bros. I ain't no bro, but I got a hit with that cane though.
That must have been soft. That must have been soft, man.
Not a cane. Not a cane.
Tina, did you also pledge as well?
Kappa hit me with the cane. I was hanging out with the bros.
No.
Hey, I was in Florida, the bro. I mean, one thing I called Cal.
I hear these stories all the time.
Dude came and picked me up and changed my tire, man. He drove all the way from Jacksonville and came and changed my tire, gave me a ride and everything. So the brothers, and I wasn't even no bro.
No, you don't have to. Yeah.
Well, the main thing about it is I just wanted to make sure I wanted to shout out and say thank you so much for your service. The Omega Psi Phi is a wonderful fraternity, as well as all of the fraternities and sororities. And we want to thank you. But most of all, I just want to say thank you so much to the Royal Basketball family, the Lewises. We have not forgotten about your ancestor, Reggie Lewis. May he rest in peace, Ashe. NBA former great Reggie Lewis as well. And but I also wanted to say for the life that you all have given everybody, your family is one of the reasons why we have this show. You know, so we didn't have to debate on who the top 5 was, you know, because you used to tell me about Chuck used to tell me about Malcolm Duvall and all these other different people with handles and Coach Woodard, and then Angel. I mean, you know, I don't know if you understand, you know, how beautiful it is to watch somebody that is beautiful and so eloquent on the court. And you did all of that with grace and you did that with style. And I certainly appreciate that. And Queen, I'm happy to have you on the show. Thank you, because you're super busy.
Mike, let me give a shout out to our mother. Our mother kind of kept that glue going with all of us, you know, just her kindness, her beauty, her understanding, because we all got different personalities, you know, that we come at her, and we just want to definitely give a shout out to that lady.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Shout out to Miss Lord.
Yes, very much. Thank you, Mama Lewis.
Mike, I want to mention this, Mike, too, man, and I think we all kind of feel the same way, is that sports has been such a big part of our lives that, you know, we just can't walk away from it. But I've always looked at it like this. I was taught this in high school, is that sports and life are the same. The only difference is in life, there's no timeouts and the clock doesn't stop.
That's right.
It's the only difference.
Man.
There, man. Hey, I see why y'all got that big brother knowledge. I see why everybody is so blessed, man, and so balanced, man. I don't want to go, but if could we do it like this, Tina? I would like you to shout out your school or anything that you would like to shout out or would like to say. Chuck, the same. And Angel, the floor is all yours. All of you.
Go ahead.
No, you got it.
You know, I think that at this point in my life, you know, sports has always been something huge and something big that we do, that I incorporated into my life. That this is the challenge of it, you know. And I think that now that we're getting older, we value things a little bit different. We appreciate things a little bit different. I know that with me being an entrepreneur, my main goal is to help my family, give back to my family. You know, we got nieces and nephews. If anything that they need, we're there to help support it, because we understand that now, where when we were coming through that, helping that support by genuine quality people meant a lot to us. So that's why we can shout out names. That's why we can grab onto certain things, and just always being kind to people. When you're kind to people, that comes back, because you never know what people are going through. You never know what it is. You know, so I think now just in a different place, because we're all just older, and, you know. And I think one thing that also just keeps me going is you know, with my baby sister. with Tina, just her ambition and her goal. Like she's getting ready to get her, working on her doctoral. She's the youngest of them.
Right.
And I think that each and every one of us play a part in our lives to kind of make things happen, and I think that's just with me, just being kind and being about my business. Because if I'm about my business, then I can help my family about the business of the family.
Yeah.
And also keeping that, like I said, we have nieces and nephews that really, that really need us, that really, look for us. And I just want to, with me, I know, for example, I just want to be that example, that loving auntie, however it is. Like I said, we all got different personalities, but bringing it together and being kind and being loving with the family. And that even goes outside the family, my friends, my family, everything. Mike, you see who we are today. You grew up with us. B, you grew up with us. Mm-hmm. We're pretty much the same as we were back then.
Yeah.
And I just that peaceful, being calm and being kind and just kind of just bringing it all together. So I think that's just what I just want to leave people with. Sports have been great to us, but we're also dealing with life and using the sports in our life to kind of keep things going.
Man, that's deep.
So well
Appreciate that one.
Tina.
Yeah, I don't know. What we supposed to give shout outs, or are we doing? I don't know.
Whatever you want to do, you can say whatever you
like, Tina, whatever you like, Dr. Lewis.
Freestyle. Whatever you want to do.
I don't have much to say. I respect Kalamazoo. Big shout out to Kalamazoo. Big shout out to class of '97. We had some great memories and great friends there. Shout out to Georgia. Big shout out to Tennessee State University, who's making sure that my daughter is safe and sound. Class president of this school year, 2026 graduation date. So I'm a big shout out to the Lewis family and to all of you all who are loving on our family. My sister Angel has so many best friends she never knew she had. And so y'all love her so deep. It's so interesting to watch that from the outside.
Oh yeah.
But just shout out for a big shout out to those who watched over me while I was in high school, that knew my siblings, but I didn't know them, that always kept an eye out for me out of respect for my siblings.
Amen for that.
What about you, Dan?
Danny, welcome back, man.
Hey, welcome back. I'm having a little difficulty. Hey, big shout out to Kalamazoo, man. Mike and B-Dub, y'all doing a great job. But big shout out to Kalamazoo, Purple Gang, the core crew who all kept it together, LaCrone Park. I'd like to say a big shout out to my mother, though, Bernadine and Priscilla, who not here, man. We all a unit. So if it wasn't for, Bernadine, Priscilla, Chuck, Tina, Angel, and myself, we grew up together. We were close knit. We stayed together when we were young. We stayed together when we were old. We watch each other grow. We watch each other kids grow. And we're still in contact with each other, and we really love each other, and we really, want the best for one another. I also like to give a shout out to my boys, Danny and Damani. I got a son that's graduating this year. Say what's up to them. Say what's up to New Sigma. What up, Rue, to the bros?
What's up, Danny?
You know what I'm saying? Little mama, everybody. But I want to say one thing before I go. We go back to talking about Angel and the family and who was the best, man. My vote would be Angel, man. Angel was way before her time, man. Anybody coming to 7th grade and averaging 40 points, they got to get recognized, man. You know what I'm saying? That's just not an everyday thing. You don't see that everywhere. We progressively got, we Chuck and I and Tina and all that, we progressively got better as we went on. When Angel hit the scene, she was already great.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You starting off in greatness. So, how much higher can you go, with that? So, we come a long way.
Make me tear up too over here, Danny. Ladies and gentlemen, if that's not the realest, purest form of love and honesty, you got it right here, because, Danny, Chucky, and your own, you guys were absolutely great. And Tina, you helped your teams win championships, man. But for your brother, Angel, at his stature, what he can do, you heard what he said to you?
I did.
You hear that?
I did.
I'm tearing up for you too, because it's well deserved. And ladies and gentlemen,
thank you,
Danny. Thank you.
Appreciate
Danny, Chucky, you're awesome. Tina, you're awesome.
I appreciate you, Danny Lewis, man. I love you, boy.
Hey, love you too, B-Dub.
We come a long way, man. Come a long way, man.
Hey,
I'm
Mike,
still hanging on, man.
I like
Yes,
to give a
sir.
shout out to Bob Ezel because he had that boys club open up for us. That's what me and Danny running hard over there.
That's right, Big Bob.
Shout
Big Bob.
shout out to Mr. Excel. Thank you.
I want to give a shout out to my 2 kids, Zaver and Zaria. My son is at Western right now. My daughter's in high school. I want to give a shout out to all the brothers that paved the way for me and taught me the game of basketball. My hero growing up was Chris Thomas, known as Puka. That's my man. That's who I wanted to be like.
Puka, you heard that, Puka?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I seen him at Northeastern when he played, giving Millwood the business. It was a big rival. So give a shout out to Chris, man. That's my dude.
Yeah.
But I also want to give a shout out to all my siblings, my oldest sister, my mom, even my pops, because that's where the discipline came from. But I want to give a shout out to all of my siblings because I'm definitely proud of what they've done. Like Danny said, we've all taken it to another level. But when you're talking about GOAT status, you got to talk about Angel. GOAT status, you changed the game. You can't be mentioned a GOAT if you ain't done what a GOAT supposed to do. So
that's right.
Angel is the GOAT now. Y'all got to remember that. Can't nobody back there touch it.
Gotta bow down. Gotta
You
bow
know,
down.
There's no question about it. There's no question about it. Everybody come through Central, that's the GOAT. They cannot. I know that's my sister, but they cannot.
Look. Hold up.
I see you, Mike. I see you.
I know, Danny. Don't tell on me.
Yeah, we all.
I know that's right, man.
Yeah, I had to keep that one 100, man, because
we all.
It's genuine, man. You know,
this is an honor, man.
It's a pleasure. It's such a pleasure to have you all here because we were close to Angel growing up as a family. I did get a chance to watch and enjoy every one of you grow up. Tina, I knew you were always going to be somebody. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have a choice, but I always knew because you was the boss. You was the little boss. You dig it? We all said that. And then your older sister as well, man. You know, that's what you're basically. This family is really what the show is all about. You know, we want to make sure that the whole world knows that that funny name Kalamazoo
who you are
is somewhere really special. And you got to know who you are. And we grew up in a time period when everybody wanted to go somewhere and wanted to get somewhere. And I'm just so thankful that we're all here on the planet still to be able to see that, to share, to be able to see how further we came.
That's right.
Danny, man, I'm so proud of you, fam. You know what I mean?
I appreciate you, Mike. I appreciate you, man.
Danny's my buddy. We've been on human relations committees together. I just seen a Purple Gang, man. You know, Danny, you know, like I told you personally, you know, I know Cal is the bomb, and I know Odie's the bomb, and I know Steve was the bomb, and I know Rob Cole was the bomb, but you know, between Mark, you and Damon, I mean, you guys took that basketball all around the world. And
I appreciate that, man.
And not only did you take it around the world, you took it all around the world, and you was a champion, man.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
So, you know,
right. And believe me, I represented Kalamazoo wherever I went, you know.
I know you did. You know, I know you did.
Everybody knew about the zoo from, you know, all around the world.
Yeah, like Coach Jack say, shoot it, Lewis, shoot it.
Angel, I'm gonna leave the floor to you to go ahead and wrap us up for the evening.
Mike, thank you. We've been friends forever, Mike. And this has really touched my soul. You know, just being able to share the stage with each and every one of my siblings here. Danny, forever, you and I will always be competitive, but it's a love, respect thing there. I'm just so proud of all my brothers. I'm really full right now, and I apologize, you know, but we really didn't even touch anything. We just touched the top of it, you know, just where we've been and where we're at right now. And I'm really honored, you guys. Chuck, I'm honored. Tina, I'm honored. Danny, I'm honored. Peach's mom, even our dad, I'm honored to be a part. You know, my last name, Lewis. I'm a Lewis, you know, and I just appreciate you guys that's giving us respect, that's loved on us, that appreciate what we've done, but it just came so natural to us. And And Chuck, I thank you because Chuck, I really don't remember all these stats. You are like that stat, you know the stuff. You know, we go to the gym to officiate, or you know, because we do officiating and we go to the gym. People come up to me and say, hey, you go here, you do this. And I'll be like, who told you that? They're lying, you know. But I know it's Chuck over there telling everything, you know.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Right. Hey Mike, check this out.
Yeah.
Just imagine if Chuck and I taught her everything.
Wow.
Man.
And that's the fact, you know. There's no there's no coach, anybody that I ever had, I already knew before they were telling me. You know, I had a great coach at Syracuse, Barb Jacobs. I give her the shot, my best coach ever that I had. Okay. But then I knew these things. You know, we fine-tuned them, but when I went to the next level and everything, I already knew them. It's like basically in my mind, like, what are you teaching me? I already know this. Let's just put it together and let's go. You know, so it's just, you know, again, Priscilla, Peaches, whatever we call her, amongst our family, Chucky, Danny, Tina, I'm honored and I'm very humble. I'm very honored and I'm very humbled to be a part, and I thank you.
Hey, Mike, I'm gonna give you one story about Angel. Okay, everybody knew she hurt her knee coming out of high school, playing at the Palace, freak accident. If she didn't go to the doctor, she would have messed her whole career up. But she went to Dr. Nelson, took care of her. But her first game back, she played against St. Joe University. It's Manley Fieldhouse in Syracuse.
Yep.
They were down, I think, by a point or 2 points.
Yeah.
They're taking the ball out of half court. Angel's got this big old brace on her legs. For some reason, they forgot the assignment. Angel stepped in the back court. The ball came in. She took 2 dribbles across half court.
Shot that there.
Banked it off the glass. That's the GOAT. I'm telling you, that's the GOAT.
Yeah. You know what, Angel, you know, for some reason, Chucky, I'm gonna be honest, I used to watch ESPN and I think I saw that game. And I remember the form and I remember seeing it because it was like one of those, you know, like you got a little arch because you had to heave it a little bit. And it did. It went off that and you won the game and your team went crazy.
Angel, Mike, if you always go back to the fundamentals, you're always going to be successful. Look down there, look down the screen. There go our older sister right there.
Hey, welcome.
She didn't know she
we have big sis in the house.
Not
That's the one.
Man, Mike, that's what life too. You go back to your fundamentals, your roots, it's going to be okay.
That's right.
Hey man, I love y'all,
welcome, big
man.
sis. Welcome, big sis, to the show. We are so happy to have you all here. That's beautiful.
She finally made it. She finally made it, man.
Hey, you know what? Maybe we can do this. You know, like again, we can maybe have you all back on again. I would love to have it. And
we'll do a part 2, y'all. We'll finish.
We'll do a part 2. And now one of the things that we asked that our guests, you know, if you could recommend someone to be on the show. And before I do that, I want to once again just thank all of you from the bottom of my heart for our show, because this right here is historical. It's just proof that we were here. Not only that we were here, that we did well, and just to show proof that, you know, people from Kalamazoo can get along, they can love, they can root for each other, you know, and absolutely. This is what family is all about. If you see this screen right here, this is what family is all about. And they have a beautiful family. It runs deep. And I want to thank you all for being here. Before we go, if there was one person that you could recommend each to be on the show, who would that be? I'll start with you, Chuck.
Wow.
That's up right there.
I'm a Pookum guy, Chris Pookum. I mean, because he's the one that started when we was young. That's when that junior high vibe was so strong in Kalamazoo, Hillside, Oakwood, Millwood. It was strong. And wherever he got his game from, I don't know until this day, but that's who I want to pattern my game after. So I would say Chris myself.
Okay.
Chris Thomas, Pookum in the spot. Danny.
Oh, wait, man. You know, when I was coming up, man, I love Steve, man. Steve was that guy.
Yeah,
you know,
he
Steve
was.
Dunning was that guy, man. You know, he would do some things that make you say, wow, how did he do that? He was strong, he was, you know, he was graceful, He could score. He could do it all. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, if Steve was here, Steve would need to be on this podcast for sure, man.
I probably
he'll choke your ass up too.
You know, Steve and his brother. One thing about, we want to Steve name is always mentioned, and I'm from the zoo as well as Igor is his brother. And one of the things about it is Steve was like Angel said, he had a kindness about him when he loved you, and it was a beautiful kindness, and it was the kindness like if you didn't even if you weren't the best basketball player, I wasn't always the best growing up, but Steve would be like,
right,
hey man, get out of the lane. You're in the lane 3 seconds. You can't stay there. He's repping. He's telling me how to play. And I'm like, oh, okay, and he would be on the court. Mike, take that. Don't be scared to take your shot. You got a good shot. Just small things that will help you build your confidence. And, so Danny, thank you, man, because Steve is, Steve is a very, very, very important pillar of Kalamazoo. And we thank the Dunnings and the Parkers, all the way to Coach Parker, was helping me.
That was my captain in the high school team. That was my captain.
That's what's
man, Steve Dunning.
Angel, we're gonna go to you, Angel.
Mike, I was sitting here thinking about that. Mike, I think that what would be really awesome is if you would bring, because we Lady Giants for life. I'm gonna tell you that. Well, we Lady Giants for life. Okay, like Chuck said, we believe the gold and maroon. Okay,
right.
So I would really like to see my girls, Alicia Webster, Tiffany Washington, Sheila Buchanan, Stacey. That era, that have us just flowing and talking about our different things that we went through.
Yes.
Some of our laughs, some of our cries, and the unity that we had as a team. Even today, we'll say, "Hey, Lady Giants for life." I had and I want to give a shout out to actually Stacey Walker and Alicia Webster. They lost their moms recently, and I got phone calls like, "Listen,
I didn't.
You can reach out, just say, hey." Because we're Lady Giants for life. So giving that love back, and I would love to be on this platform like this and speak with them and talk to them. We all are, social media. We do keep in, majority of us keep in contact, and like Sheila Buchanan, I'm always sending love out to her, and and bringing back
out to Sheila.
Sheila. So let me see if I got you right, Angel. So you're talking about Alicia
Webster, Sheila Buchanan,
Nicole Jackson.
I graduated with all of them.
Shakiria Charlie.
Yeah, Shakiria was a little bit younger. She was a little bit younger. She was younger than us.
You had Beth Lowe. You had Beth Washington.
Beth Washington. You had Sheila Buchanan.
Stacey Warren. Stacey Walker.
Yeah, Melinda Long was there. Vicky Gibson.
Long.
It would be, Lynette Collins, rest her soul in heaven. She passed away, but having us on the line, I think that would be also great to bring back. So that, because we I think that era,
that would be fun.
We kind of like brought a lot of things out, Lady Giants, everything that was just awesome, and
you guys were winners. You were leaders. I mean, that, like I said, the female basketball in Michigan started off the fall. So they started off all of the sports, football and basketball for females. And one of the things, Angel, like I said, you must, like Chucky so eloquently said, you're the GOAT. You came on the court handling business. Like, what did I say when I first came? I have never not seen you score 20 points. And I've known you since we've been in the 3rd, 5th, 6th grade. I have never not known you to score 20 points, Angel.
Amen.
Facts. And now thank you. And you know what? If you want to help me facilitate that with your teammates, I would love to do that. That would be Trina. Matter of fact, Ontario Burnett, Trina's son, has reached out to me, and we're supposed to be doing something. So that can
absolutely.
Absolutely. That would be great.
Tina,
you
so I'll tell you what,
patient.
I got one last one. I got one last one for you, Chuck. Top 5. We're gonna even give you a 6.
Wait, Doug. Wait, before we do that,
I gotta give it to him.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry, Tina.
Top
5. Right.
Top 5 best in Kalamazoo. You got the top 5. We're gonna give you a 6-man. What's your starting 5 with a 6-man? And we're gonna go from different generations. It don't matter. You can flip it. Put who where you want to put
quadruple overtime with y'all. We ain't gonna let you go.
Wow. That's a whole lot to say, man. I can't just give you 5, man. I can't do
Well,
it.
give me
'cause
10. Give me your 10.
I gotta go with more
I'm gonna
here.
give you 5. I'm gonna give you 10.
George, William Butler, Duvall, he just passed away. Ricky, you know, Big Greg Brown. See, them guys over there was boss, man, before us.
William Butler, boy, he wasn't no bunk in the post off the window.
Yes, he was.
Yeah,
He was hard off the window. Yeah, he was.
Say those names because people need to know what Kalamazoo is all about.
Yeah, rest in peace to his mom, Miss Butler passed. So, you know, William Butler was my guy.
First lady at Bible Baptist, first lady.
Yeah. Then you come over to Central, man, you got to go back to Eddie Boyd. You got to go way back. You know what I'm saying? Eddie
Right.
Boyd, Thomas Taborn, Derek Dooley. I mean, just so many of them. Albert, Lorenzo Little, Jimmy Ross.
Y'all had the Whistler kid that used to shoot the 3 before there was a 3. And
Yeah,
then Danny, you had Scott Seahigh,
Hey,
who
hey,
had
Chuck,
the
Chuck,
3.
you can't forget your boy Floyd.
Yeah, well,
Ooh.
Floyd
Can't forget
Patterson.
Sleepy, huh?
Floyd was
You know
half
what? You know
court.
what, Angel? I'm glad you said that. We were talking about this. We were gonna have the Pattersons on, but y'all as one family basketball. Just to
Hey,
let
Mike.
you know.
Hey, Mike, you need to get the purple gang on there. That's what you need.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'll get
that is-
everybody.
Absolutely, Danny.
Hey, Mike,
That'll get everybody on there.
the Douglas, the Hawks, we raised them cats. Get us first.
Hey, man. Hey, we got your two
Like
beautiful
the boy
sisters
Floyd.
also on the line. Tina, you've been so patient, and you know, Dr. Lewis, I'm already claiming it for both of y'all.
Clark,
Tell us,
Dr. Clark,
huh?
Dr. Clark.
Dr. Clark, let's get it right now.
Dr. Clark.
Step it up. It's definitely been 20 years. Dr. Clark, could you tell us?
So I was gonna make my starting 5. I was gonna say.
Wait, Doug.
I was gonna
I'm not gonna let the starting 5 go.
I was gonna say
I promise.
Steve Dunning.
You
Steve
gotta
Dunning.
You got Odie in there.
Gore. I gotta go with Steve Dunning. I gotta go with Gore. I gotta go with Damon Patterson, Cal Winfield.
You gotta go with
Odie Murray, and you. You got a shooting guard. You got a point guard.
Okay.
Buster-
All right.
Buster
For high
Crabbe,
school wise,
triple threat.
I'm just gonna say this: like for high school wise, in high school that like I saw, it would have been like Cal.
No, he's
Y'all
talking about
leaving
before
them
your
out.
time.
Y'all leaving
Mike.
them out,
That's
but I got to pick up Big Swami. Rest in peace, Sam Mitchell. That's my guy.
Oh yeah, Big
Swami was
Sam.
man. Big Sam
Sam
was
was
real,
nice.
you know. But like I said, man, it was so many great stars in that area, and we all had grew up with each other one way or another, you know, because Pig and I and Mark, me and Pig and Mark used to go to church together growing up. Did you know that, Danny?
Yep. You know, I was
You know
real
what I'm
cool with
saying?
Pig.
Yeah, so like, you know, like so everybody's story was, you know, we was all one. You know what I'm saying? And Dub is right. That was one of the main things. But this family here has got a lot of number ones.
Oh, man.
And definitely in the top 5 in all of those. And Danny, like I said, you know, to you, like and I told you, I mean, I always thought Angel was the best, purest basketball player, way ahead of her time at her time. Always have fundamental. I didn't, you know, and then man, Chuck, you was nice. I mean, you had a team. Chuck, you ran the team.
Yeah.
Okay, you orchestrated all of that. You know, and I was telling like Chucky could have got Tina, your brother Chucky used to run around there on the court with these just literally giants, not just giants, but giants. And when he wanted to, he took the ball and scored the basket when they needed. When he wanted to.
I cried when y'all lost.
Danny, am I wrong? When y'all needed a bucket, Chuck just did it. You feel what I'm saying?
I heard he was dunking on people back then. I heard he was dunking on people back then.
Hey, man, he'll mix it up on you. Wouldn't think it was coming, but it's coming. So we see that grit. I mean, first of all, if you got an undefeated team, and you're talking about a legendary team in Kalamazoo, and to be the point guard for that, and to still, you know, and then to champion other siblings who are going on to become world domination players. I mean, it's just absolutely fabulous. You know, Mrs. Lewis, Mr. Lewis, man, you had a beautiful family. You did your thing. We got Peaches on the line too. You know, I mean, it's just outstanding, man. And that's why I wanted to make sure that we
Hey.
had your family on here
Are
and,
y'all
and
just-
to
are
have you
y'all just
all
talking
together at the
about-
same time is just absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did cry though, man, when y'all lost to Jackson when Gore
Yes.
got hurt. That
Well,
hurt. I hurt my feelings, man. I cried.
Igor got hurt because that was a state championship. I mean, Kalamazoo.
We
No,
actually-
that was the regionals.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
actually
but
lost.
y'all was
lost
going to go to
Detroit
state.
Southwestern. Yeah, we lost to Detroit Southwestern in Charlotte. Bill
Yeah.
Jones, Johnny Slater, he ended up going to Western.
Now, who did you lose when y'all went to Jackson at Western?
Well, we played Jackson both years. In '84, we beat them. They had Tompkins, who was running for Mr. Basketball at Jackson. That's when we beat them with
Gary Tompkins.
Gary. And then my
Yeah.
senior year, we lost to him against Maurice Poole. That was my last high school game. We lost to him by 1. I got some clips of that tape, man. We definitely
Floyd Patterson. Floyd played then too, right?
Yeah, Floyd and Damon. Yeah, we had both of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shouts
I
out to
remember that.
Floyd. Definitely, man. Shouts up to the East Side. I don't even know what overtime we in, y'all, because we going at it like that. But we thank you.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? But I do want to get Tina and Peaches. Thank you for joining. Who would you recommend to be on the zoo, Mrs. Clark? Dr. Clark? I got it.
You know, wherever Angel has on, I'm sitting at the feet of that interview. You know, we came up through Kazoo Blues too, so you know, all those Kazoo Blues alumni would love to talk to them. And you know, I know Chuck and Angel traveled a little bit further than most of us did with the Kazoo Blues, so I think that'd be a great interview to have.
Absolutely.
Whoa.
Kazoo Blues, man. Y'all saying some real names out here.
Josette Carter, I would love to be on there. She's out of Grand Rapids. I would love to talk to her because we had a great chemistry together.
That was
So-
your
Oh,
girl,
yeah.
Josette. That was your girl. You
JC,
know what I'm saying? Angel.
all those Carter girls up in Grand Rapids. The JC girls, they outstanding. Mr. Carter, give a shout out to Mr. Carter up there.
Ben
Are
Harmon.
you still in contact with them like that?
Mike, what did you say?
Never mind.
Right. All you gotta do is ask me, Mike, and I got it.
All right. Okay, good. I figured Angel, like Tina said, Angel got everybody her best friend. And you
Swear.
can't
It's the
help
funniest
that,
thing
man.
to
You can't
watch.
help that.
Y'all love her so deep. She don't even know half of y'all, but you know, she love y'all back. She really does.
But you know what it is? You know what? Look, well, I can speak, you know, Danny said something really important that just basically summed up the whole thing. When you leave your court, you want to know, everybody's going to know your name by the first name. And you all absolutely did that. You absolutely left your mark. You left your mark so well that we joking and laughing about it so many years later, having fun. You know what I'm saying? And that right there is a pillar of what you're supposed to do.
I
So
put the work
anybody
in.
listening from Kalamazoo or want to get back to it, bring back the programs where the adults was helping to raise the children. Bring back the 100 Bins of Kalamazoo. Straight the Boys and Girls Club. Bring monies to the Douglas Community Center. In fact, let's break bread and make something else where we can get swimming and tennis and ping pong and badminton and indoor track, you know, and everything. If we could just get our community back to way that we had, that we remember, then we could still have some more kings and queens like we see on the screen today.
That's right. We had it was a different pedigree of people helping though. These days it's a lot more different, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the bad part about it, you know what I'm saying? They're not raising the kids like we did have some mentors like Alex Walker and Moses Walker. They put that work in. They was helping. They was have programs and everything you put together, you know?
Brandon, you know, I think another thing, and Mike, I think another thing that if the promise was around when we were there, I definitely would have stayed around to get that extra help. You know, it helps out families. The promise really helps out family, and more people should take advantage of that. I think I would.
Yeah.
I think the majority of us maybe stayed closer to Kalamazoo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I agree with
hey,
you,
Mike,
Angel.
I think mentorship is a big thing, you know. As we were coming up, man, we always looked to the guys ahead of us. You know, the guys older than us, they're the ones that taught us the way. I think somewhere down the line, we lost that ideology. We lost that practice, you know, on looking after the ones under us, man, at least trying to bring them up and teaching them our ways, you know, and trying to understand, you know, that, you know, we do need to count on one another. You know, we can't turn our backs on each other. Otherwise, we're gonna lose. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So,
Right.
you know, my biggest thing is learning from the guys that, you know, that was older than me. You know, that's the route I wanted to take. You know, with the guys that's doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? So I
Absolutely.
think we need to get back to that mentoring thing.
You never, you
Yeah.
never make it in life. You never make it in life by yourself. You always need help. Somebody's
You
help
always
you.
need help. And speaking of that, you know what? If I don't get off this interview and say this, I'm gonna hear an earful of it over here. Shouts up to y'all brother Jack the Mac Calvin Winfield. He was with y'all too a lot growing up
yeah.
playing.
Oh yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That was
Yeah, shouts out to
You know,
Jack the
you
Mac.
know what, Sam? That was our core, man. I'm just telling you, we spent many nights, Calvin and Damon, and a lot of guys in the Purple Game, Chuck. I mean, it didn't
Willie.
matter, man. We used to be in the Douglas Community Center playing full court basketball 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. That's how bad we wanted to play. That's how bad we needed it. It was almost like something that we need to survive, man. We got to get, you know, put our time in and get our little fix. Then we can go home, man. But we used to open the gym up.
Cal slipped up and told us a little secret back in the day that he got the keys to the gym back in the day. We didn't know
Yeah,
that.
Oh,
He
yeah.
had the keys to the gym back in there getting busy.
Yeah, then we had the Midnight League. We had a lot of league. We had the Midnight League.
Yeah, the Midnight
We
League.
had the
And you know
men's
what?
league.
It was we had
YBL. We had all
from
kind of leagues.
YBL
Man.
to the junior league to high school, and then it went to a midnight league. So you're right, Dan. It was always something that was there.
Right.
Hey,
right.
shout out to O'Neal and Mike too, man. They kept it going down there.
Come on,
Shouts out to Dudley.
Yeah.
Mike Williams and Dr. Tucker. Shouts out to Dr. Tucker too.
Yeah, man.
Helped me out in my career.
They always kept something going on where we, you know, where the people can be involved. It wasn't even just the players. It was people in the crowds. We had concession stands. We had entertainment. We had everything, man. So, you know, Mike and Dud, man, they kept it going, man. They always had some, you know, the paint crew and all that type of stuff. They always had something for people to do.
Well, not only that, you're right. They taught you all how to referee, so they didn't just give you a fish. They taught you how to fish. You know, you all were referees working together. I remember Angel and Chucky. You two used to work together as a tandem. You know what I'm saying? And you too.
I used to work in Midnight League. I used to work the books. I used to make so much money.
You sure did. The Midnight League, and then
I think Dan forgot me one time. Dan forgot me at the gym one time.
You've been around the whole thing the whole time.
Yeah, man.
Hey, one thing before we get ready to get out of here, Danny, you've been and I know all of you are just super enriched, but I wanted to ask you about your experiences in Russia and Spain and Israel and England and playing basketball at that level, and those people still know you to this day, right? Talk about your experiences and what you learned about traveling and what you could give back to someone that doesn't have their passport. They're from Kalamazoo. They're in high school and they want to follow what you all have done.
Well, you know, back then, man, I had a dream. We had a dream. You know, those back in the day had a dream. I wanted to be a professional basketball player. I wanted to do this. I knew this. So our daily life, every little, it was a piece of our daily life that went to our dream every day. And we played and we played and we played. So I was real fortunate to make it over there to play at the highest level. Now, the highest level is equivalent over there to the NBA here. You know, it's called the Premier Division. You know, and I played with, when I was over there, you know, the Paul Gasols and all them, they were young boys. You know, they were young boys coming up. You know, I'm a little older than them.
And you were schooling them.
Yeah, you can see greatness in them, Ginobili and all them guys. Those are young guys coming up. You know, those European guys, and you seen they were special. But to be an elite player over there, you had to be special too. And special is nothing that was given to you. That's something that's, you have to be disciplined. You have to dedicate yourself, and you got to be focused, you know, and you got to be in tune, mind, body, and soul to be that type of player. And my goal from day one going over there was to be that type of player. And that's why I had so much success, because I was focused and I was disciplined, and I didn't take no shit from nobody. You know, that's my mentality. I went straight at them. You know, I wanted to be the alpha. You know, a matter of fact, I didn't want to be. I was the alpha. You know, I was the guard, and I ran teams. You know, and it's not easy, as a point guard.
How many championships did you win over there, Danny, in all those leagues? You won about what, 10, 12?
In what country? You know, I played.
Okay.
Come on now, come on! Don't tell it like it ain't what it is.
I played in several countries, man. I played
with him, and that's exactly what he was—a celebrity and Dan the man.
I played in about 10 countries.
Dan the man.
Right, and like you said, it was just dial-up, so didn't nobody get that fax. You know what I'm saying?
No, man. I mean, it is what it is. You know, you got to go over there and you got to be a bull. You know, you never be a championship being a passive type player or having that passive.
Have they invited you back to? Have they ever invited you back just to come for their champ? You know, some of those championship teams.
Yeah. Several years ago, I was they put me in the FIBA Hall of Fame over there.
Okay.
But I get invited over there all the time to go over there and play. You know.
Yeah.
And one day we'll get together and we'll do a reunion. We'll do a reunion tour over there. But right now,
you ready for this one, Dub? You ready for this one, Dub? I'm gonna do this last thing before we go, because I know we could be here forever. Danny, thank you so much, man. I know you're a champion. Congratulations on all your wonderful accolades. All three of everyone here, all 5 of you. And Peaches, how you doing? We thank you for being here, big sis.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I got on here late because I'm in Florida having a great time.
Okay.
I don't know what everybody was. I don't know what you were talking about. I heard a lot about basketball.
Yeah. Well, you know what we want to say to you is thank you, first of all, for being here, and thank you for paving the way for your siblings, your sisters and brothers. And we want to know. Angel said before you came on.
My brothers and sisters paved the way for me.
All right.
They paved the way for me. They took the rope. I'm the big little sister. They showed up. They showed out. I am so proud of them. I'm so proud of my brothers and sisters. They are everything for me. I was the back cut, and they stepped up and they did all they can do, and that's why they are where they are now. So I'm very proud of them.
That's what's up.
That is so. I feel so complete having everybody on right now. That was wonderful. Thank you. You know what? You all made a special place that I've always had for all of you. Even more special. You know, I'm just glad that we've been able to share this forever. It's going to be up on Spotify or YouTube or wherever forever. You know what I'm saying? We welcome you to come back. I'm going to do it like this. There's one basketball in the middle of the court, and all of you are on 4 corners. Who's getting the ball first and who's putting it in the cup first?
I'm passing it. I'm letting assist. I'm passing it.
All right.
I'm on the side cheering.
Give it to Angel and let her shoot it.
I'm running, but Danny gonna play dirty. That's all I know. Danny's gonna play dirty.
That's right.
He's playing dirty.
Okay, Mike, I'm gonna grab it. We're gonna dribble it. You know, back in the day, we used to have to look away the fake pass layup.
That's right.
Be wide. Angel gonna be wide in one corner. Tina gonna be wide in the other. But I'm gonna fake it and smack the glass. That's all I'm gonna do right
He's gonna set us all up. We're gonna get the ball. He gonna take it to the hole. That's it.
And then he gonna look at us crazy like, why we didn't get it?
That competitive juice is never going away.
Hey, Mike. Big Mike.
Yeah.
Big Mike.
Yeah.
We were playing in the summer league basketball in Indianapolis, me, Danny, and Angel. And we played on the same team. And, you know, Angel got enough points. Angel got enough points in her career. She don't need no more. So it's on a fast break. She's ahead of me. And she said, pass the ball, Chuck. I said, no, you got too many points. So I dribbled all the way down and laid it in. I didn't even pass it.
I'm wide open. He telling me down the court. Now you've already scored too much. You don't need to.
Oh man, that's awesome. Well, you know what? I just want to say this, and you know, I'm gonna say we want to thank you so much for all of your wonderful days, everything that you've done, your championships, the time that you put in, the love that you have, the passion that you have for your family and for sports and life in general, and being on the entrepreneurships and the doctorates and the wonderfulness. You know, your mom should be very proud, because I know that we are. Dub, is there anything else that you want to tell them or say before we get up out of here, fam?
Thanks for giving us the love to come on here, man. You know, I really appreciate it. Shit, we can't even get it. Like I grew up with y'all my whole life. We got nothing but stories. This is a little bit of it, but just to have the time that you guys got, because I know y'all busy and got things going on, but to take y'all time out and to do this is priceless. And I just want to say thank y'all, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
And I know you're from Albion, Chuck, but originally, can we just get a collective, man? Where are y'all from?
It's from the zoo, man. Straight out the zoo.
We from the zoo.
I'm from the zoo.
The zoo, baby.
I'm your host, Mike Michigan. That's my co-host.
B-Dub. And we out of here,
from
man.
The zoo, and we don't want to leave, as you can see, but we'll see you next time. Thank you for being and tuning in. We'll check you. Kiki, take us out. Thank you.
Yeah. Love you, Mike. Love you, Mike. See you later.
I can't stress. I can't stress. I can't stress right now. No. Remix. I can't stress. I can't stress. I can't stress. I can't stress right now.